6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. What is going on, everybody? Good morning from the ramp in San Jose, California, here in the American Eagle E175, ready to do some regional operations today. It's going to be a fun one. I've gotten motivated again. I've gotten motivated to fly this bird. I had fun yesterday with it, knocking the rust off, getting used to it again. Man, the traffic sounds are real loud out there today, aren't they? I don't know what it is. Got the Orbix San Jose scenery rocking and rolling. Sitting here at the ramp at 31. This is a real-world flight. Left at 6 a.m. this morning. We got the sim time wound back, so we're going to try to do the same departure time. We'll go to Bravo 31 there in San Diego as well. So got some regional ops time permitting. We're going to turn around and do the return leg as well. We'll head back to San Jose. So we'll do a quick turn. In the morning, we are relieved from noise abatement procedures in the E170, 175, and NEO aircraft. If you're a 737, you're stuck on the ground, tell noise abatement procedures to lift. I think it's like 8 a.m. or maybe 7 a.m. I'm not sure. Maybe it changes depending on time of year. But anyway, I'm excited for this one. I hope y'all are as well. This airplane, the more I fly it again, the more I remember why I loved it so much when we first started flying it. I know there's lots of controversy. I know that it doesn't have a custom FMS yet, but I've been seeing some cool things, been seeing some updates. So I look at it as getting used to the airplane now, because once the FMS update drops, it's going to be everybody's favorite regional jet. That's what it is for sure. SNA Aviation, good deal, man. Welcome on. I don't know why Nightbot hasn't joined. The route of flight is San Jose, San Diego, and then back, maybe. Callie Simmer in the house. Top of the morning to you, Callie. How you doing? I was thinking about you just a few minutes ago. Got myself a vanilla latte, ready to rock and roll here. Hope you're having a wonderful morning out there on the West Coast, Best Coast. S&A Aviation in the house. McCallan's here. Sandman, good to see you, my friend. Phoenix Galaxy, good to see you as well. Scott's here. Zach Lewine McGee is also in the house. Mr. Chicago, Tower Ray. You know what, Joe Plains? I almost flew Chicago in this livery as well. We might have to do the updated American Eagle livery and fly out of Chicago, do like Chicago to Tri-Cities or something like that, or that other vertical sim. What is it? HTS? I can't remember. He released it not too long ago for 24, but we might have to do some Mr. Chicago one around here pretty soon, Joe Plains. Good to see you. VFD's also in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Top of the morning to everybody. Welcome in. And, well, with that said, let's go ahead and fire this bird up and get ready to rock and roll. San Jose Ground is online. San Jose ATIS is online as well. Let me take a quick look at the ATIS here. Right now, they're broadcasting Kilo, blasting off 30 left, runway 30 left and 30 right in use. We'll give clearance call here. Actually, yeah, we'll call ground 21-7 for that as well. So let's hop into this bird. Actually, before we do that, I know y'all have... Look, custom scenery 2024. I love it. This is the Orbix San Jose. Absolutely freaking love this airport. 2024 looks good. The terminal buildings are looking good. They got the nice new terminal built up down here. Got the Southwest over there. Looks like we got a little Southwest over here. We're surrounded by Southwest. Now, many, many moons ago, I flew this livery. Was on a Embraer 140. It might have been a 135. And we were at the very end of the terminal. I want to say that this used to be the end of the terminal, and American Eagle used to park right here. It was either here or I just misremember, but it was down here. All I know is it was the very end of the terminal when I boarded that Eagle flight. It was a 145 or a 135. Maybe it was down here. This is where they had the American connecting gates. But I went for real world gate departure this morning, and the real world gate was in facto where we are sitting right here, which is gate 13 this morning. So I still can't get the jetway to connect. I think that might just be an issue with the airplane. Maybe they can fix that in an update. But other than that, jet bridge is broken. We can board with forward boarding stairs. So matter of fact, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and throw those on. I'm curious. Let's hop out here. Oh, when you go to shift C view, it takes the stairs away. Ah, that's a shame, because I was going to say we could walk up the stairs. But there we go. We got our stairs ready to go. We got ground power connected. Let's fire it up. Let me turn the sim back up to snuff here. The outside sounds on the Orbix are way too loud. I don't know what it is. I dropped my cousin off this morning at LAX at 7 a.m. Traffic a nightmare. I hate LAX. Callie Simmer, you should be well accustomed to it by now. But yes, the LA traffic is just gnarly. I remember I did a flight into LA. We got in at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were going to Long Beach for our long stay. And it still took like 2 hours because there was construction at 1 o'clock in the morning. Construction and traffic. Yeah, it's not good. Tony Toga, good morning. Vertical chat, good morning to you as well, Tony Toga. All right, GPU in use. Let's get the aircraft booted up here. Love the click sounds. You have to call for jetway by contacting the InSim ATC. Is that how it works, TJ? All right, well, we'll forget it for now. We'll just use we'll use the stairs. It's fine. You could hear you could hear everything. Ooh, there's the flood storm light. But you could hear the fans kicking on and off. Let's go ahead and turn those down, All right, back up tops here. We'll get overhead, very easy. Do we do DVD-R test? I'm not sure if I don't remember how to do that. But we got IDGs, auto. Everything's looking good. Dome light, ooh, too bright. We don't need it right now. Annunciator lights, that checks. All right, we'll go emergency exit lights armed. No smoking will come on. We'll do the sterile and fasten seatbelts off. Fuel pumps are all in auto. APU is off. We'll get the nav light. We'll get the logo light on as well. Electric pump 3A can stay. We'll turn you on. And we'll leave that. I think we go, which one? It goes system 2B on. System 2B on at the gate. I think that's what we did. I'm going to have to double check my procedures, but 2B is on at the gate. Or was it 3B? I don't remember. One of these we turned on. Everything else looks good on the overhead. All black on the push buttons here. That is normal. So also, you could do a fire test. Do it. Engine 1, cargo, fire, aft cargo, that all looks good. All right, wonderful. We'll come down here to the route page, and we'll go to route like so. And now I don't believe this is going to pull us in. I already loaded our flight plan here. I need to turn this brightness down. Auto EFB brightness. Nah, let's just do it manual like that. All right, wonderful. Back over to the aircraft. Here is our flight details. Looking at departure, we've got all of this good stuff right here. Real-time loading is going to take 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and begin the loading, and we will call clearance delivery before we load up our box. I think we need to do this. This is one trick I found. For some reason, you put the arrival in the departure, and now you can change it. Now I go SJC. It's like a weird quirk that I've noticed in 2024. There we go. Before we load up the box, I'll try a data link flight plan request. Nah, it won't pull it. So we will just do it ourselves like we did before. But before we do that, let's call clearance. It's going to be a 21.7 on ground. We'll throw him over here on comm 1. 21.7. And we have info kilo. Billy B16, good morning to you, sir. Alexander, what's going on? Welcome in, Alexander. All right. Got the boarding music ready to go. Let's do this thing. Good morning, San Jose ground. Eagle Flight 357, information kilo. Clearance to San Diego, please.
Eagle Flight 357, San Jose ground, good morning, 7 for kilo. Clear to San Diego International Airport, Spartans 1 departure, Valerie transitioned and as filed. Climb via SID except maintain 5,000, departures offline, squawk 3343.
All right, we're cleared to San Diego, Spartans 1 departure, Valley transition as filed. Climb via the SID except maintain 5,000, squawking 3343 for Eagle Flight 357.
Eagle Flight 357, read that correct, call for push.
We'll give you a call for push, Eagle Flight 357. All right, so that's as filed, so we'll plan on 30 right for departure. So, departure, runway, 30 right, Spartans 1, Valerie, apply that. After that, let me do our arrival planning, kind of work from the ends. Work from the ends back in. So landing San Diego this morning, they got us on the 27. We'll plan the LOPE 27 from, I guess we'll draw it out to Lindy. We're coming down the Comics to arrival off the LAX transition. Apply that. Should load it in here. So from Valerie, we're going direct to eBay, Echo Bravo Alpha, a Yankee India. So Valerie, eBay, Avenal, Alpha Victor Echo. And Avenal Fillmore J1 to Lax. Now I don't think it lets me do airways. I'll try one more time.
J1. San Jose ground, Southwest 756, ready for taxi.
No, I don't remember how to put the airway in.
Southwest 756.
So after Fillmore, we'll just rock J1 to LAX. It's just a straight segment. There's no turn, so that's okay. All right, but that looks good.
30 right by a Zulu Hotel Yankee Alpha 1, Southwest 756.
Turn down the radio a little bit. All right, so that is all looking good. Perf initialize. We're going to let the first officer do our perf initialization. Let's get our squawk code in here. 3343 in the transponder. Squawking tree 4 tree. That looks good. We'll plan runway 30 right. 30 right. Let me zoom in on it. We'll do dry runway, flaps 2 normal. We'll calculate after we bring our speeds in here. All right, so we've calculated our speeds, winds 170 at 529 or 88. We'll go over to manifest. Let's go ahead and send these numbers to the McDo. We'll verify the work of the first officer here in just a moment. So she is going to program our box, and we will just take a minute here. Embraer seems to be pretty similar to Airbus in a lot of ways with display panels and setup. Did you find the transition between these two planes pretty straightforward? Yeah, John, I did, but actually going to the Airbus from the E-Jet was more challenging. than I think most people think, because you get spoiled in the E-Jet. The Airbus, even though it's very automatic, the Embraer does way more automatic than the Airbus does. Bill's Mafia, haven't seen you in a while, my man. Good to see you, dude. How you doing? Which is easier to learn, this or the Airbus? This airplane. This airplane's easier to learn. If you had a fresh slate, right? So you have no prior knowledge. You have no type in either. I think the E-Jet's going to be easier to learn. But it's not by much, man. It's just the only reason I picked the E-Jet is because it does more for you. There's the Airbus, you just have a little bit more to do. What sort of automations, out of curiosity? All the VNAV. So the VNAV, this is the true VNAV in the Embraer is way different and way better than what the 320 series provides. So you can do vertical direct to. It does automatic descent planning, speed reduction planning with very little input. All of the packs, pneumatics, that's all automatic. You know, in the Airbus, we still turn on the APU bleed. You don't even turn the APU bleed on this airplane. Let's see, what else we got? You got fly-by-wire in the 170, but it's only in the... Oh my gosh. It's only in the elevator. So the Embraer is a half fly-by-wire, half conventional, whereas the Airbus is fully fly-by-wire. But it's just little things like that, you know, that, oh, that's nice. It does this for you, does that for you. VNAV, what, where? Not on this load, Bills Mafia. Coming soon, though. Did you see FS Labs added an update with 24 compatibility? Captain McGee, I caught something about that a moment ago. I might have to take a look into it if you guys really want to see me do an FS Labs in 2024 video. We may have to check it out. Chris, what's going on, man? Non-default scenery? I know, man. I know. We are fully customized now. Max juice with the scenery. One thing I noticed, let me do a magic barrel ref here, and let me set 5,000 top altitude before I forget. So the 170, 175, the engine isn't as good. You see how it's a little bit low res? The 190 engines are phenomenal. Super high res, super looking good, but everything else looks pretty decent. I know some people still gripe about the model, like Phantom 320. I was just talking to him. He doesn't like the way the wings look. I think they look good, man. I think they look good enough for flight sim purposes, but still triggers a lot of people. But I'm telling you, everybody that's hated on the FSS, wait till this custom FMS drops, everyone's going to be flying RJs. Because the way this plane hand flies, I mean, I put a top 3-4 airplanes that I've flown in the sim for hand flying characteristics. It's just that much fun to hand fly. I think I understand more of the difficulties FSS is encountering. Yeah, Thomas O'Brien. And that's, so, you know, we all say, oh, VNAV win, VNAV win. Well, the VNAV is, I'm sure it's complicated in every airplane for every dev when you're designing an airplane for the sim. But to get the VNAV right in the E-Jet, I would wager it's very complex. I mean, we're talking A320 levels of complexity. So there's no good liveries on the 190 except Moxie. Well, no, Bill's Mafia. There's a U.S. Airways livery. It's called U.S. Airways Final Colors. It's my favorite livery of all time on the 190, in the sim especially. And it has custom wing textures and a little bit of dirt streaks and grime streaks. It's phenomenal, dude. You got to get that one. All right, let's take a look. We'll check the FO's work here. So we've got takeoff, landing, fuel. That looks good. Next page, cruise winds. We don't know where. I don't know where to find them. We'll leave it out. Speeds, climb speed, cruise speed, 7.4 Mach. We'll keep it slow like that. We'll do a TO1 today. TO1 and flex takeoff off. Addix on. So we'll enter that. FMS takeoff speeds for flaps 2. That all looks good. And the flex temp off, we're doing TO1, which is max juice. 26, 32, 35. That all looks wonderful. Let's go ahead and put you back on the radio panel over here. Let's verify our trim, and then we will start the APU. So trim setting for takeoff, 3.5 units. So let's go ahead and run this down. 3.5, we'll start the APU.
We might see you on the way back. Southwest 756.
Southwest 756 is rolling. We go, spool it up. 190 is underrated airplane, comfortable to fly on, decent range, pretty reliable. It is, John, yeah. Well, it is now. We used to call these birds the Embraer 180s because you would boot it up, push back from the gate, and make a 180, go right back to the gate. Flight control, no dispatch. eagerly waiting for the FS Labs Concorde. I know that's something I would be interested in 2024, but who knows? Miles to Budapest. Yeah, so this airplane, when you do 5-6 legs a day, it's great. Oh, I got a no takeoff config there. What that was all about. Alright. Speeds have been sent to the McDo, right? Yep, speeds are set, 5,000. Let's go ahead and start closing up doors. We'll close the cargo doors. Doors are closing up. A veil up top so you're good to disconnect the GPU. We'll close the main cabin door. Did you see what I said about the current version of the E-Jets? JJ, no. What did you say about the current version of the E-Jets? I didn't even see that you were here. What's up, man? Alright, doors and windows are closed and locked. I guess we'll pull out some charts here. We'll be good pilots. SJC. Taxi chart. Airport info. It's going to be a pretty straightforward taxi. Now, we got to be careful on the Spartans 1 departure because we don't want to overspeed. So we've got 11,000. He's going to give us either Zulu or Bravo down to 30 right. And what I'll actually bring up is the SID, Spartans 1 RNAV to Valerie. So Spartans 1 is a climbing right turn max 230 knots to Milpitas. Spartans at or above 5,000. 5,000 is set 230 max speed. Let's go ahead and bring the map page up. We will turn on terrain mode. We'll turn off airports, so we don't need that. We don't need nav aids on there either. So we'll close that out. We'll zoom this all the way in. Climbing right turn 5,000 feet. Runway heading is going to be about 300. This is what's called Legacy and will not receive updates. It was made just so we can fly it in 2024. When the new FMS is ready, this plane will be replaced by version 1.0, says JJ. Well, that's exciting. All right, well, hey, I love it. I like that method because I'm ready to just learn the airplane. We'll learn it here, and then when version 1.0 comes out, we'll rock and roll. Oh, wrong light. Let's get the beacon on. All right, before start checklist, I don't know why we have a takeoff config. No takeoff config there. Everything works here. Let's go ahead and call for push. San Jose ground, Eagle Flight 357, we're ready to push off gate 13.
Eagle Flight 357, welcome to Charlie. Oh, okay, I see you now. Hold up gate for now. Southwest pushing near you.
Okay, we'll hold the push, Eagle Flight 357. So that's cool. So when the custom FMS drops, we'll have a full-blown new airplane. I like that. I like it. I like it. I'm excited. JJ, how do you get in on the internal, man? What the heck, dude? I need the inside juice. I saw FSS post a custom FMS. The airplane was on an arc, descending on a VNAV path on an arc. Pretty cool. Andrin, so I almost did Monterey.
Eagle Flight 357, pushback straight onto Zulu approved.
Pushback straight onto Zulu approved for Eagle Flight 357. I almost did Monterey this morning, Andrin, but I didn't want to go to Phoenix again because everyone's head would have exploded. So I canned that.
So
all right, Shift P, Alt P.
Runway 30 right, taxi via
Alt P for push.
Juliet, Yankee, Alpha 1.
Brakes released.
Zulu, Juliet, Yankee, Alpha 1 for Skyway 3933.
D-Dude, what's going on, man? Epkin, how's it going over there on the vertical chat? Welcome on board, man. You guys got the cockpit cam up and running? D-Doom, wait till you see the special surprise I have for you on oh no. Oh no, pushback is not right. Oh no.
Eagle Flight 357, hold position.
We're holding Eagle Flight 357. Yeah, we told the tug driver to go straight back. They're not listening very well.
Yep, tags in flight simulation continued to be the bane of everyone's existence.
Alright, pushback complete, set brakes. Let's just go ahead and start them up. Alright, let's go ahead and start engine 1. Oh look, there's a little E170 Alaska. A little Horizon Air out there maybe?
Delta 2629, kilo ready taxi.
SFO to Monterey. Oh, that's a real quick turn, Andrew. That's like up and down. Do they even do that route? That'd be a good route for a caravan.
What's the Southwest 2629?
Affirmative, ready taxi.
Southwest 2629, Roger. Behind the SkyWest Embraer, taxiing on east.
We're in San Jose. I think they're taking the Asian to a whole nother level here. Announcements are definitely not in English. Rookie drivers, Tony. What's going on with my thrust levers? It's almost like I have a conflicting binding somewhere commanding takeoff thrust. Surely it's not one of these, right? SFO to Monterey in the 175, Houston in the 110, and Hughes Air did it in the DC 930. Wow. Yeah, LA to Monterey is a good route too. Yeah, that's a good one. So I watched a video last night. I posted it in the Discord. It was a San Jose approach, real life versus Microsoft Flight Sim. I mean, it's scary. That's what I was sold on. I was like, okay, we're going back to San Jose. Plus, I'm partial to San Jose. I have a lot of memories going in and out of San Jose as a kid. Wait, is this a binding on my... I wonder if it's a key binding. I don't know. I thought maybe I had a key binding commanding full thrust. Alright, we're going to go back to auto. APU is coming down. 3.5 on the trim. APU is shutting down. We got a good start. 21.7.
357. You can continue pushing, or you can call for taxi.
Yeah, we can make the left turn 180 right here all the way around for ready to taxi. Eagle Flight 357.
Eagle Flight 357, Roger. Runway 30 right, taxi via Zulu, Juliet, Yankee, Alpha 1. And that way you'll avoid needing to do the 180 right there.
Alright, 30 right, a Zulu, a Juliet, a Yankee, Alpha 1 for Eagle Flight 357 next. Alright, so we got a little bit more of a complex taxi out. I think he just wants us to go left here, so... Zulu, yeah, he wants to go up Juliet, a Yankee, all the way down to Alpha 1. So we're going to go the wrong direction momentarily. Alright, brakes released. Let's go. Aviation Dude 95, what's going on, man? I see you're flying the E-Jets. How is it so far? Well, these are just the compatible, made-to-be compatible E-Jets from 2020, and so far I'm loving them, man. Just to mix it up. I've kind of burned out on the 320 series and the 777, etc., so I wanted to fly something different this week, and I'm liking the decision, because they're a lot of fun to fly, man. I can't wait for version 1. PKKP, what's going on, man? We are flying the Embraer 175 today. Embraer 175 regional jet. Brake check, pressure 0. Milan with you, 11 months support. What's going on, Milan? Good to see you. Welcome on board. All right, I guess I'll put the full cam on for you guys as well. All right, here we go. Virtual Flight Diaries dropping 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Virtual Flight Diaries. The 10 gifted memberships. If you haven't already, shout out, say thank you to Mr. VFD for dropping the love here on the chat this morning.
752, San Diego.
Thank you, my friend.
For Kilo. Clearance on request.
Tony Toga, you're out. Back to the ramp. All right, buddy. Well, have a good one. We'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. Catch the replay. Flight control check.
Flying frequency change approved. San Jose advisory 124.0. Have a safe flight.
Order advisory. Thanks for your ATC, and we'll catch on the.
Yeah, I could see the FPS over there. I gotta change that on my EFP settings. I have the refresh rate super low on the FO and FO side of the cockpit, just because I don't want it. Let's go ahead and go flaps 2 while we're thinking about it.
Southwest 2629, towers are flying, frequency change approved. San Jose,
trailing edge.
124.0. Have a safe flight to Lindbergh.
I'm here representing Yellow Sam. What's going on, Vodka? Oh, the surprise, dude. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I can't tell you, or else it wouldn't be a surprise. But just know there's a surprise coming for the next Tour de Americas flight. There's a surprise coming.
752, clearance of
Absolutely.
advisory, copy.
Beautiful morning here in San Jose. Gosh, I love this. This is so awesome.
752,
The only problem is the real weather is not.
Airport,
The real weather is at
Valerie
like, what is it,
transition
9 a.m. there now, so the marine layer is burned off. But this morning,
departure frequency
it was
offline, squawk 0,
nice little marine layer.
625.
All right, let's see. 5,000 is set. 200 max 230 on the speed. Climbing right turn out to Spartans.
Oxford 752,
That's all I got.
confirm
Looks good.
initial climb is climb via SID, except maintain 5,000.
Remember to stay at 200 below the Bravo. I know. Look, there goes that E-jet.
Oxford 752, read that correct.
Oh.
Also push.
JJ, you're a mod and I can't get access? You're killing me, JJ. Killing me, man. Where's the love? Oh, dude, I won't stream it. You know me. I'm really good with NDAs. I promise. But I can talk. But you can talk about it. See, that would be awesome. I would love to be able to talk about it, and then it would help me get remembered. Help me remember, if I can English this morning. Help me remember how to fly these birds. There will still be overcast in SoCal when you land in San Diego. Fantastic, Cali Simmer. That's what I'm looking forward to. We do have a Payware San Diego as well. I've got the, I believe it's the Latin VFR one.
Oxy 752, squawk 0625.
Dan Larson, good morning, sir. Welcome on board. Do you prefer the 190 or 170? In the sim or real world? Real world, I like the 190. It just flew just a little bit better. When I say flew better, I mean it just, I don't know. It just felt bigger, a little bit, I don't know. Just felt better in the hand. I don't know how else to explain it. SimWorld, I actually like the 170, 175 performance. My 190 in the sim has worse performance than the 170, 175.
I think I see it's walking 0652. The last digits should be 25.
Captain Cannon's in the house. What's going on, man? Good morning to you, sir. Actually, I guess it's, what is it, afternoon? It's afternoon for you. It'll be a 3-year NDA, no problem. A 3 going on 6.
Oxford 752, there you are, push approved.
3 going on 6-year NDA. Oh, I missed the Monterey Fire, or San Jose Fire Department hangar.
One departure techie transition.
Or is this it right here?
Correction. Spartans 1 departure techie.
Where's the fire? It's one of these. They need to update the scenery.
Departures offline.
I gotta get back on center line.
7,
There's a
0, 4.
San Jose PD. San Jose PD, I think, hangar over here.
Clear Vegas, Spartans 1.
They got a pretty sweet helicopter in there.
Technique, trials.
For all those high-speed chases.
We'll see initial contact.
What do you think of the yoke on the E-Jets versus side stick? Eamon Burke, at first it was weird. I'm not going to lie. It was weird getting used to it in the real airplane. You got to really watch your knees. Matter of fact, the flight control check, we used to always say D's and nuts, because you will definitely bang your knee if you're not paying attention, or if you're battling strong winds. But once you get used to it, it's actually pretty intuitive, you know? It's pretty intuitive when you get used to it. We need a Blackbird controls throttle set. Oh, JJ, yeah, if you let him know, I'm sure he'll get on it. All right, let's see how bad we can violate this departure this morning.
Eagle Flight 357, towers of flying frequency change approved. San Jose advisory 124.0. Have a safe flight to Lindbergh.
Over to advisory. Thanks for the ATC. We'll talk to you next time. Eagle Flight 357 too. All right, here we go. We're cleared for takeoff. We'll change to advisories. All lights are coming on. We'll go 22.8. Actually, no, it's CTAF, but I don't remember what the CTAF is here, and I think it's dumb, so we're just going to go with 22.8. We're clear left. V1 violating departure since 2006. Amen to that, man. All right, runway heading 305. That checks. All right, are you ready? Let's get those yogas in chat. Nose forward on the stick. Spool them up 50. Oh, I forgot to arm the auto throttle. So on the E-Jet, you arm the auto throttle and it will actually take it over. So we got TO, roll, TO. And here we go. So watch as I push the thrust levers up. It captures them. Auto throttle's engaged. TO, 1, Addons.
80 knots.
Thrust set.
Good
Crosswind.
one. Rotate.
I love that sound. That's perfect. Positive rate.
rate.
Gear up. Fly with.
Airport information India 16000. Wind calm. Visibility 8. Sky condition clear. Temperature 15.
LNAV.
11.
Salinas, what are you doing?
901.
LNAV flight level change. Put the bird in the bird. That's your flight director. Bird in the bird. Brighten these up a little bit now. F speed. Flaps 1. Are these Polish announcements? Here comes the right turn. Oh my goodness. Chat. Real life confirmed.
For your safety and comfort, we also suggest that you keep your seatbelts fastened throughout the flight in case unexpected.
Steep right turn, watch that speed. There we go, there's our bug speed. Wow. Now really, it's 200 knots below the Bravo. Should we comply with that? Well, we already exceeded that, so let it rip, I guess. I'll tell you what, we'll continue altitude climb. We'll just keep that flight level change going since ATC's offline. We'll go flight level change 340. Resync the heading bug. And actually got a quick flight level change. There we go, flight level change. Speed on elevator, flight level change. Remember, live and die by the FMA. We're going to redirect our box here in just a second. Oh my goodness, look at that view. Alright, so we're going to redirect our box. We'll go flight plan, Spartans, LNAVin, 250. Oh, I'm taking a screenshot of that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is sweet. This is why I chose San Jose again. I love this departure. I love the Spartans one. And actually, if you do the Spartans one going out to the northeast, you do another 360 right here. So like you keep this right turn going, and then you would do another right turn all the way around to get up to altitude, and then they send you off to the northwest. I'm not even on the SID anymore, and I don't care. This is just too good to look at. Well, Team Vodka, if Alex was controlling, I would have complied with the speed limit. Don't worry. Listen, I flew with the #1 FO in the base out of San Jose, and I asked her, I was like, so, captains you're flying with, are y'all doing 200 knots below the Bravo? She's like, what do you mean? And that's all I needed to know. I was like, okay, I guess no one's really complying with it. I don't know. Don't tell the feds. I complied with it. I said, look, all right, well, we're going to do 200 knots because we're technically below the Bravo. The forward call at 10,000 feet, speeding up 270 knots. But by definition, until you're out of like 7,000, I want to say it's 7. I'd have to look at the chart. I think 7,000 feet, you're below Bravo airspace. So your speed limit is 270 knots. What is your min laud? 100, I believe. I think my min laud is 100, Ebenberg. Gosh. I don't even want to change any other views. I just want to watch this. I'm going to turn the autopilot back on, though, so we actually stay on somewhat of a course. So let's go autopilot 1 engaged. AP1 is on. Half takeoff checklist. Everything else looks good. Lights are off. APU's off. Gear is up. We're cooking with gas now. What do we have for breakfast options today? We probably have the instant oatmeal. I don't know. Who's speaking Polish? Someone needs to translate the announcements. Why are these vertical videos like a stamp by laptop? Looks horizontal, but they are tiny. Steen, so there's 2 broadcasts, man. There's 2. So you're over on the vertical stream. So that one's optimized for cellular devices and phones. And the vertical stream gets the map display, which I'm going to transfer it over now. So now if you are on the vertical broadcast, you'll be able to follow along on our flight tracker. And I'll go ahead and put you back to live full over here. AJ, thank you for the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate that. Once we get full CFMS, party like it's December 2023. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, the CFMS, dude, this is going to be, I think it's going to be everybody's favorite airplane for a while. Because as funky as it's been, the hand flying aspect has been consistently awesome. And I absolutely love it. So you combine this, you start doing vertical direct twos on an arc and everything is doing everything properly. Oh my gosh, I'm going to fly the airplane like crazy. Vodka says, I love these planes. They handle like a bizjet, bigger fit. Yeah, they really do. And that's dude, especially if you have force feedback yoke. So, but I flew it with the TCA Boeing yoke just to make sure I wasn't crazy. And it was just as enjoyable. But if you have the Moza force feedback yoke or the Brunner force feedback yoke, I know the Moza is becoming very popular now. It just adds a whole nother level of immersion. But yeah, they've got the big airplane feel. And I think that's why I preferred the 190 over the 170, just because it felt even bigger than that. And it looked a little bit more proportionate. And what I really liked about the 190, probably one of my favorite parts, super cold soaked engines, man. When you started the 190 engines, they're bigger than these. I forget the CF something. I forget the difference in variation. But man, they lit off so hard. You'd hear this big boom. And then if you had any bit of a tailwind, the tug guys would just get smoked out because those cold 190 starts, and we did, and like when I flew 190 charter and contract, I mean, you were taking it up at that airplane would sit, it'd sit longer than normal, so I had a lot of cold early morning starts, and they just sound good. Are the emergency procedures very automatic on the E-jets? Friction Mafia, I'd have to go look back at my old checklist and stuff. We're going to go ahead and hit standard. STDs are set 340. As far as emergencies, yeah, you basically pull the fire T handle and you rotate it to drop the extinguisher or to blow the bottle, and that's it. Now, it's a little bit more, there's more to it. So what's really cool is we actually have elevator aileron disconnect. So we always practiced, separating the control column. So one pilot had pitch, one pilot had roll in case of a jam stab or something like that, yoke problems. So it's definitely, it's still a very advanced airplane. When I say it's easier, I don't mean like they limit stuff. It's just you still have all the redundancies. You have all the stuff that any other airliner would have. But yeah, flying around, we would always, it was part of our training, we would always do 2 approaches. One guy had the ailerons, one guy had the elevator. And it was always the, what's that visual that's now on RNAV going into LaGuardia? Whatever that visual used to be, the Expressway Visual 3-1, that would be the one you'd have to fly on in the sim, every recurrent. One guy had ailerons, one guy had pitch. These are the CF-34s, I think so, yeah. And I don't remember the difference. I know the 190s are bigger and they got more thrust. So I don't know the digits on those, but yeah. These, yeah, JJ, so the 170, 175, these are the same CRJ engines. These are the same exact engines as the CRJ. That's what Boris was working on a sound pack for the 170, 175, because he already has the CF-34 simulated on the CRJ pack. Steven is also correct. Yep. Same engine as the A10 Warthog. Absolutely correct. How do you perform holds on this board? VATSIM on Europe is saturated with hold system. So that is going to be, if holding is something that you're going to be doing, you're going to have to fly the hold manually. What I mean manually is you're going to have to use a heading mode. In this version of the E-Jet, you cannot do holds. But that, JJ says that's already, they've got it going on the CFMS version right there. Oh, wow, look at that. So there's the, turn the sim down a little bit. That's pretty loud, isn't it? I think I like the sounds better on the 170. I don't know. I love seeing this, though. There's that brake line. This was the marine layer. It's starting to break up, starting to burn off. Eventually, it'll probably pull back. But maybe not, because it is June, so it may be there for a while. All right, 27 for 34. Yep, we'll do a Friction Mafia. We'll do a cabin tour as soon as we get to cruise, man. Yep. I'm sorry if you answered this already, but any updates on when the full release for the 175? It's unknown right now. There's no published release date, but I do know they are seeking testers for custom FMS right now. So one could only hope this summer, but we'll see. I have no idea. I'm just guessing like everyone else. There's a weird thing on the 195 that in the engine cog file in the sim, it's the CF3410E6, but the sim brief is CF3410E7. Yeah, I don't go into the weeds that much on the engines, Mr. Dog. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what's right or what's wrong or what it should be. E-Jets can do 410 or higher. I think 40. Is 40 the service ceiling? I know it's higher than the Airbus because I know I was surprised about that. It might be 41. I think it is 41. Yeah, Crazy Flyer says up to 410. CF-34's flashbacks being surrounded by the loud E-Jets at the O'Hare de-ice pad. Oh, yeah. I do love this old school livery. A little bit of mountain wave turbulence there this morning. Now, descending on the arrival without VNAV is going to require some mathematical processes, especially since LA Center's online. So that'll be spicy. We're going to have to be on our A-game, chat. Remember 3-to-1 rule, we'll use FPA mode. Bill's Mafia, no. The Neos have the same ceiling as the CEOs. same ceiling. And actually, when the Neos first came out and they had high altitude problems, the Neos were capped at 28,000 feet. So all the benefits you got of a Neo running efficient at high altitude went out the window. Everyone was flying the Neo around at 28,000 feet. And they vibrated like crazy. They'd come back to cruise and it was just this, you would vibrate. Just the growing pains of the Pratt & Whitney. I hope the version 1.0 comes with all the fun no dispatch messages. Yeah. I hope they can simulate flight control no dispatch if you do a flight control check during the PBIT test. So that was one of the big problems that we discovered. So my regional was one of the first, if not the first, I can't remember, to have the 170 and 175s. And the way our SOP was written, guys were moving the flight controls sometimes, depending on how like out of sequence they were, whatever, it was happening common enough where flight controls were being moved during the PBIT test. And when that happens, it would trigger a flight control no dispatch. And that was the ace in the hole. If you ever get a flight control no dispatch, at least back in the day, I'm talking 15 years ago, guys. When you got a flight control no dispatch, that was it. It was maintenance function. You had to go back to the gate. There was no troubleshooting. You were done. And it was happening so frequently that it eventually got the nickname the Embraer 180 for a while. You push off the gate, start them up, ding, flight control no dispatch. Make the 180, go back to the gate. Maintenance come out and have to clear it. The current state of this version will make you an aviator. Oh man, JJ, you're a mod, dude. Hook a brother up. And then we got to get Blackbird controls over here to start working on the throttle mod. But I'll probably use my Throttletek. The Throttletek is fantastic for this because you get the detents. If you look at the Quadrant here on the 170, 175, even the 190 Embraer Quadrant, these are all detents here. So you have a Toga detent, which it's just a soft detent. You can easily push through it. And then you have your max available thrust. So if auto thrust is armed, as you advance the thrust levers, I forget what it is, TLA 67% or something like that, the auto throttle would engage and it would take the thrust levers from you, and then that's how you know your TO1, TO Addix 1, TO2, whatever it is on your takeoff. That read the FMA, and then they move like this. Now going into reverse, come to idle, it's a hard stop. You lift up these triggers, then you can go into the min reverse, soft detent, and then you'd go all the way to the stop for max reverse. It's a detent-based thrust reverser, not like the 7.3 where you have the levers that pop up and then you pull them back, etc. What we'll do here is we will take a quick look. Let me follow the flight over here on the flight tracker. We're about to enter LA airspace, so it's going to get busy. So until then, let's do a quick little cabin tour. We'll turn the seatbelt sign off. You're now free to move about the cabin. Let's hop over here. We have the proper 2-class layout. We got first class right here. We got the 2x1. Looking good. And then back here, 2x2. And this is why I loved flying around on these birds. I never minded deadheading on company metal or 170s. You were 2x2. It was spacious. Airplane always stayed cool most of the time. You know, it wasn't like the CRJ 200 is freaking 972 degrees in the cabin all the time because APU doesn't work or it just doesn't work good enough. The E-Jet's a very good cabin. But as far as like, I don't know if the seatbelt sign, yeah, it looks like the seatbelt sign is illuminated, so that works properly. We got the E2, they got the E2 standards in the future. Maybe, is this a troll move from FSS? They're working on the E2. Now, I do think the E2 looks better. Oh, I lost the map, sorry guys. I do think the E2 looks better than the 190s, the E1s, but I've never flown the E2. I think it'd be pretty cool if they ended up doing one after they got LNAV, VNAV, but yeah, they're a great airplane. For a while, there was a rumor that Boeing was going to merge with Embraer. It was baby 737. When the auto thrust lever takes over, do you keep your hand on the thrust levers? Yeah, but you let it move it as needed. So what it would do, Jeremy, is once it would take the thrust levers, it'd run it up to that Toga detent, and then it would stay there, and then it would automatically start working at takeoff. Now, what was fantastic, I still think this is the best auto throttle system available, way better than the Airbus. So the thrust levers move, okay? Even though the auto thrust engaged, if you want to add thrust or override, you just put the throttle levers wherever you want to, and it will say throttle override. So the auto throttle is still engaged, but it's going to give you whatever thrust you demand at the physical levers, and as soon as you let go, it'll move the thrust lever back to where it wants it to be. So for instance, on approach, if you're flying by the seat of your pants and you feel the aircraft sinking, in the Airbus, you just got to hang on, right? Wait for the auto thrust to kick in. On the Embraer, you just bump those thrust levers up, or you hold them. You just hold them right here, and you'll hear it go, and it'll say throttle override, because you're manually commanding thrust because you know you're getting that big sinker. And then as soon as you're out of the sinker, you let go of the auto throttle, and then it's right back to where it was because it's caught back up. So there's nothing that interacts faster than the pilot's intuition on the power setting. So that's why I think this throttle setup is just the best way to go. That was a huge challenge, or not even really a challenge, but just a huge eye-opener going to the Airbus, not being able to override the thrust levers on approach when you start feeling slow. It's that took some getting used to, for sure. It definitely took some getting used to. But the way this auto throttle setup is, I think it's fantastic. Could you physically feel the auto thrust catch when it takes over? Yep. Yeah, you'd feel it go ding. It would like kind of, you feel it latch in, almost like if you're holding on to the yoke and you engage the autopilot, you feel the servo go click. Same thing with the auto throttle. You just feel it go, and then it would move it all the way up. And you would ride it. So remember, on takeoff roll, the captain always keeps his hands on the thrust levers anyway. So you follow the thrust levers all the way to the Toga spot, and you keep them there, because if you reject takeoff, the auto throttle doesn't know that you're rejecting. But as soon as you bring it all the way back to idle, it's sequenced for the takeoff config that auto thrust will disconnect once you go into, I think it was idle. Once it hit the idle stop or just close to the idle stop, the auto throttle would disconnect. So you could do the RTO. So yeah, the thrust lever, your hand's always on the thrust lever anyway. Yeah, Boeing puts you in hold mode and stalls you. Yeah, I still don't understand. I still don't understand throttle hold. The Embraer auto throttle is the best auto throttle system available. Changed my mind. What do I think about the Embraer yoke? I already talked about a little bit, Dev, but yeah, it took some getting used to, but it's actually very nice. It was actually very nice. The only one that was kind of awkward for me, since I'm dominantly right. I'm right-handed, so my dominant hand is my right hand. Doing crosswind correction to the left was always the hardest when I was in the left seat. In the right seat, it wasn't that much of a deal because my right hand was over here, and you're pulling away from your body, which is kind of a weird motion. But I mean, it's not. You get used to it, and it just becomes second nature. There's really no. I don't know. I actually feel like it's easier to fine-tune the flare with the ram yoke than it is a traditional yoke. Just because I don't know, like when your hand is like this, I'm over on the vertical cam, on the cockpit cam. When your hand is like this, it's almost like, yeah, you have fine control movement, but it's easier because it's more natural when you're seated to have your hands flat or kind of at an angle. So it just feels more natural. So you really feel like you can fine-tune that flare position. So I liked it. I never had any issues, other than, like I said, sometimes, you know, you could bang your knee if you're not careful, or big time battling some big turbulence. It could definitely move down and crack you in the thigh. Can you please center track on the map? Yeah, sorry, Aglufu, I fixed it, man. Thanks, buddy, I fixed it. It was, I forgot to put the center track on. All right, we need to look up the arrival, though. So what are we on, Vodka? We on the Iron Man 1? K-San. What is our route of flight? I forget. We're on the Comics 2. So we'll go star, Comics 2. And we're going to think about this. So we're coming off the LAX transition. If we get a descend via, we have to not set the bottom altitude, because we're going to have to manually step down. Why are we turning? I kicked my rudder pedal. Okay, no, we're looking good. All right. So if we get a descend via, the first altitude we're going to set is 15,000. And we'll start down at a 3-degree path prior to lesion. So let's start doing our mental math for the first fix so we know exactly where we're at. So the best way to do do this 3-to-1 rule. Talked about it briefly. Take our cruising altitude, 34,000 feet. I'm going to call it 34. Minus our first target altitude of 15. That's 19, all right? Let's do 19 times 3, because a 3-degree path is the most comfortable. That's going to be 57 miles prior to Lejeune, or Lejeune. 57 miles. I'm a pilot. I don't like math. I like whole numbers. Let's call it 60 miles. So 60 miles from Lejeune is when we're going to start down at an FPA of 3 degrees at a 15,000 foot altitude. Now, what's good is that actually is going to hold us off for comics, so we'll be good there as well. LA Center is online. It says contact me. Here we go. We'll tune on COM 1. Wow, it's a busy day. And then we're going to repeat that process all the way down.
I stepped on you. Sorry, say your approach request again.
So 60 miles, chat. Don't let me forget. 60 miles. And we're at 34,000 feet.
6 Sierra, Roger, you can expect that.
3559, restricted at 230.
Time to aviate.
Who's on?
If A319 is hard to slow down, how about this plane? This plane doesn't slow down and go down either.
Negative, I contact 290.
I don't really have any glaring flight model issues with the 170. The way they have it modeled, I think, is good. It's pretty dang good. LA Center, good morning. Eagle Flight 357, level 340.
Eagle Flight 357, Los Angeles Center, radar contact, good morning.
This does slow pretty well. So the 170, 175 slowed better than the 190. But they both, I mean, they're still both jets. They're not easy to slow down, but they will slow down a little bit. The hardest one to slow is the 320. The hardest one to slow down real world is the 320. The 319 never has an issue slowing down. Right now it's kind of, it's being worked on for BFU, I'm sure. So just wait for the BFU, chat.
What airport?
319 drag.
LAX.
Do you have to work out the feet per minute using glide slope to achieve 3 degree, or can you set the 3 degree? Miles to Budapest. This guy is loud. The good part about flight path angle, it doesn't matter if you're descending at a true flight path angle, and that's what we have. That's how our normal descents were made that weren't in VNAV. We actually used FPA mode. So if I dial in FPA, then it's going, and I've calculated at FPA of 3, my math is going to be accurate. If you're not descending at a true 3 degree path, then yeah, you could do the ground speed, and then you can really get it dialed down. But like I said, round up, make it easy on yourself. 57 miles, that's 60 miles. Give me 3 miles. Heck, you could even call it 65 miles if you want. Get down a little bit earlier. But use whole numbers, round up, give yourself a little bit of a buffer, and then what we'll do is we'll cross-check ourselves in the descent. So, you know, let's just say, what are we going down to, 15,000? So at 20,000 feet, we're only going to be 5 miles from our target altitude. So 5 times 3 is 15. So as we go through 20,000 feet, we should be about 15 miles from our first fix. And if we're above that or below that, we can adjust the FPA there. So if you can, that was always my method, is I would do the initial calculation at FPA 3 degrees, and then I would cross-check it intermittently on the descent. And if I was getting behind profile, I could increase the FPA. If I was ahead, I could decrease it. Also, the vertical profile on the ND when it is going to be modeled is a huge help. I mean, it's ridiculous. You literally just dial the FPA down to where the vertical angle is going over the fix at the altitude that you want, and you're done. You can use zero math. In fact, when I flew the airplane real world, I didn't use math. I used the little green arrow thing. When I preach 3 degrees and the 3-to-1 rule now in SimWorld because we don't have VNAV. But I remember when I first got on the Airbus, they're like, "Oh yeah, just do a 3-to-1 rule." And I was like, "What? What's the 3-to-1 rule?" Like I forgot. Because I was so spoiled by the E-Jet that I even forgot what the 3-to-1 rule is. Yeah, we were in the sim. I forget what we were doing. We were doing some other like high-stress scenario. And so I was obviously a little bit rattled too, but I was like, 3-to-1? What's that again?
You're the Sizzler 3 arrival to Palm Springs Altimeters 2983.
Callie, what's up, dang it, Cap? You just cost money. I just bought the E-Jets. Oh no, both 170 and 190 between yesterday and today. I'm hook, line, and sinker. Kelly Simmer, well, hey, listen, I think you're going to enjoy flying them, and
LA Center, America.
it is, I mean, if the airplane is something that you want, the price will go up at version 1.0. So
yeah, usually get that a little bit later, but
you gave yourself, Kelly Simmer, to learn the airplane a little bit. Yeah, the box is not there. It does quirks.
I'll come down to Disney.
But as long as you're aware of that, you're going to have fun flying them, that's for sure. You'll have fun flying it. Remember, live and die by the FMA. And then when the custom FMS drops, you'll be a professional E-Jet driver. I'm watching a 190 LR doing circuits and practicing touch and goes over my house right now. Nice.
You can expect the RNAV.
Cacao, what's up, my man? Great team for life. What's up, Cacao? How you doing, buddy?
27.
If you had to get either the 170 or 190, what would you get? Man, they're so similar. The only difference is what airlines do you want to fly? That would be my recommendation, because if you have a specific airline that you want to fly and they fly the 190, then you're going to want the 190. That would be my deciding factor. Which one has the liveries that you want to fly the most? They both fly similar, respectively different. I think the 190 does fly different, feels a little bit different, as it should, but still very, very similar. It's the same type ride. You just got to do differences training. But yeah, just base it off which one you think you're going to fly the most. The 175 is definitely the most popular in the U.S., as JJ said. Yeah, for North American regional ops, 170, 175. The 190, you got Breeze, JetBlue, U.S. Airways for a while, and American. They all flew 190s. Republic. And then you've got charter and contract stuff. So I flew an all-white. I flew an all-white E190. I also flew a house livery 190 for Republic. I also flew a Midwest 190. Midwest had them, so I did my OE in a Midwest Embraer 190. Who else had the 190?
Fully vacated hotel room.
Frontier, maybe? Did Frontier have the 190?
63 Los Angeles, cross 25 right, join Charlie.
I can't remember if Frontier had 190s or not.
Actually, correction. Cost 25 right at Lima. Join Charlie to ramp.
Okay, 25 right at Lima, clear to cross, and Charlie to the ramp. Thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate it.
Frontier.
Hello, LA Center.
Yeah, I think Frontier. Yeah, yeah, they had them. Yeah. That's a point. Is there a Frontier livery on the 190? That would be fun to fly. Dad says bought all these from day one. I don't get the hate. They have been one of my favorite purchases for flight since. Yeah, Dad. Game time. Look, man. I understand everyone's frustrations with the delay in, custom FMS and VNAV. I totally get it. I got no counterpoint to that argument. But I'm not affiliated with FSS by any stretch of the imagination. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I bought both of these. Yeah, I bought both of these on my I wasn't giving these to review. I bought the 170, 190, and I just have fun flying them. So when I have fun flying something, I share it with y'all.
AirCal 716, I deeply apologize. I have your clearance advised.
FS Labs now for FS24 Max. I saw that. We might have to take a little dive and do a little test.
To the San Diego airport, the San Diego Lindbergh Airport.
I said I would, Friction Mafia. So if you guys really still want to see it, I will do it. If you really think there's that much of a difference that you want to see me stream it. A little test.exe. I don't know. I just reinstalled Windows. I don't know if I'm ready for more malware.
Charlie, Alpha, Romeo.
If you were given an RNAV approach on the network, would you just have to ask for vectors? That would be an option, Miles, or say you're unable the RNAV. It'll fly the RNAV approach. It will not descend via on that RNAV. Now, the other thing you have to be careful of, if you're on an RNAV and you get a direct 2 inside of the initial point on the star, not every time, but sometimes the box will ignore the next fix or something. I can't remember what it is, but you can get in trouble if you get a direct 2 on the star and then you don't verify where your aircraft's flying to. It'll get funky. So one thing that I've done is I've said, can I just request to stay on the route as published for training purposes? So you can request to stay on the route.
Jack 69 Heavy Muff, center radar contact.
Center Fenix 425.
Do you have coffee at the moment? I do, Friction Mafia. I have.
Fenix 425 Heavy LA.
I've got my I've got a vanilla latte this morning. A little vanilla latte.
Fenix 425. LA Center, very good afternoon, United 1799 with you, flight 0300.
Did you enjoy RP? Waiting on a class date, hoping to get there this year. Cheap soup, nice man. Listen, it's been about 15 years since my time there, so a lot has changed. But I will tell you this: the crews were fantastic. They knew how to hire the right people. From what I understand now, they've got a pretty state-of-the-art training center. You know, maintenance was always pretty good, man. I really can't complain about my time there. I hear horror stories of other places, and I mean, there's going to be days that suck. There's no doubt. I mean, scheduling is going to use and abuse you. That's a given. You're at a regional. They're going to abuse the heck out of you, man. But that's just regional life. But I'm thankful for my time there, and I enjoyed it. Now it's also it's going through a lot of changes. They're merging with like Mesa, right? And then the CEO is gone. Bedford's gone. I was at Republic when we had 3 certificates. We had Chautauqua, Shuttle America, and then Republic. So, and Frontier and Midwest. Like I was there for a lot of the turmoil years, but it definitely got better as far as a camaraderie standpoint. So, yeah. Trips have declined. They have 4 to 6 days every day. 4 to 6 leg days every day. Oh my gosh, that's see, there you go. But yeah, ask someone like Cacao or talk to guys that are there now, Cheap Soup, because any info I say now, and like I said, it's been so long, so much has changed.
Air 941 Papa Delta, you looking for flight following or just a VFR departure from Bakersfield, Meadow?
VFR 5, negative 5 following.
Number 5, 941 Papa Delta, runway 30 right taxi Alpha Bravo.
30 right Alpha Bravo.
Someone making a 145 an X-plane? X-Rafts did, Vodka. Yeah, that's right.
American 1992 reporting.
Is someone flying a 145 for Microsoft Flight Sim? That'd be kind of cool.
1992, roger.
Did you guys use 3-to-1 mostly descending from cruise in the Airbus? Yeah, for the Airbus, yeah, I back up the Airbus VNAV with 3-to-1 rule now. Yeah, I use 3-to-1 rule all the time now in the Airbus. The Airbus will calculate top of descent for you. It does it all for you. But I always back it up just to check. You know, now it depends on what you're flying to. We got FMS 2, H2, all the new fixins, so it does pretty good now.
Do you have a first request for Palm Springs?
Man, we are going into the thick of it.
Can we get the RNAV Zulu?
Flight FX is making the 145. That's exciting.
Expect that from Palm Springs.
They're making that Citation 10, right? Ooh, that's kind of spicy.
Hello, this is Jet 365 requesting taxi.
Oh, 145. Now, I never got excited about the 145 because I always thought a real airplane had to have wing-mounted engines. That was just kind of. Gosh, these guys are so loud. That's just kind of how I always viewed airplanes growing up. I was like, man, it's not a real airplane unless it has underwing. So much underwing.
25 Bradley Bravo 2992, Lily 87.
It's like, and I think there's other guys that are in the same mindset, and secretly we always look down to the RJ guys. Just like, you don't even have real engines. I remember one time, Captain was like, we had a CRJ 200 guy air whiskey on the jump seat, and Captain was like, let me show you what the real spoilers look like instead of those eyelashes you got out there on the CRJ 200. Do you guys have your yoke have the realistic trim functionality? Yes. You're talking about the hardware that I'm using, the Brunner yoke? Yes, it does. And I believe Moza does as well. But I don't have the Moza yoke, so I can't confirm nor deny, but I'm pretty sure it does. Right, Steven?
5323,
As I remember, Republic has a special page for FMS requesting perf data. I don't remember, Luigi. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it used to be
Alright,
uplinked.
Smiley 1724, cancel
I don't even
departure,
remember how we
maintain
did it, man.
2600,
Been
turn
that
right
long.
heading 350.
Zippy Zappa. What's going on, man? Welcome in.
Heading
And
355.
Dude, the ATC this morning is insane. What's going on? Aren't y'all supposed to be in school or something?
Heading 350.
I guess it's summertime.
Smiley 1724, heading to 350. Jet 365, check your transponder squawk 2042.
Exec jet.
Copy that.
All right.
We'll,
We're approaching LAX. After LAX,
Affirm.
and scope is successful.
we gotta try not to get violated here.
PSA 171, expect vectors to the visual.
All right, LAX Marvel. We said 60 miles from. This is 15. That's 10, 25, and 20 is 40.
Number 941, pop
And
Delta runway.
14 is 54.
30 right, clear for takeoff on course departure.
So it's going to be pretty close to the LAX VOR. We got to start down. So he should give us a
American
descent
1990
clearance here
descent,
pretty
26 arrival on
soon.
Ontario, 3901.
Pretty soon. Wow, no wonder I could feel
Addons
perf degrading a little bit.
1799,
Going over
descent,
LAX and
arrival
overcast.
960
Good night.
left, Vegas, altimeter 2986.
CPU temps probably going through the roof right now.
Disconnected, that's unfortunate.
SimCFI, what's going on, buddy? Hey, hey, hey. Welcome in.
Jet 365, we should be ready to go now.
Jet 365, runway 19 right, taxi via hotel.
ATC is matching actual crazy traffic LAX right now. Yeah, pretty much, Callie. Pretty much.
Southwest 4260 at Palm
Cubing, we are just about to start down into San Diego, which is German for Wales.
Pilot 1724, right turn heading 070.
Was talking to an FO the other day, had an interesting insight from the captain re-recruiting new pilots. Basically, anyone can be taught to fly, but you can't teach personality. True. A lot of the guys, I did a few interviews for my last airline. I would like to start doing interviews for my current airline again. I don't know, I just kind of miss it. But one thing, and I know guys that still do interviews and all that stuff, the pilots in the room during the interview, they're looking for, like, do they want to fly with you for 4 days? Not your skill, not your background, not what you're typed on, just like as a person. Is that someone you want to sit next to for the next 4 to 5 days?
Reduce speed now to 250, then descend via the Comic 2 arrival San Diego 2993.
All right, 250 indicated send via the comics 2993 for Eagle Flight 327. All right, so chat, we need to set 15,000, and he started us late, so he's aware of it. He gave us a manual speed, so I'm going to go FMS speed to manual.
Coleman, clear the Arnav Zulu, runway 27 approach, Southwest 750.
And we will switch it over to indicated
Consider
at 250 knots, and let's FPA it all the way down now. So we know 3 degrees is what we want, but he gave it to us a little bit late. So let's start it at 3.3 just because he gave it a little bit late. We'll get the seatbelt sign on as well as we descend on down. So pulling them back, down we go. Man, I feel like perf really took a hit going over LAX here. Oh, Espanol? Oh.
PSA 171 is set to maintain 7000.
Właśnie rozpoczęliśmy zbliżanie. Prosimy o pozostanie na miejscach. Nasz serwis pokładowy niebawem przejdzie po kabinie w celu zabrania niepotrzebnych odpadów.
Career mode when? I know. I've been wanting to get back on career mode here pretty soon. All right. We're going to try to keep an eye on our descent. 250 indicated. We're doing 3.3 degrees down out of 31 thou.
Alright, if you're calling for IFR clearance, I'm working on them. Just give me 2 minutes.
Let's pull up the other sand chart. SAN.
Los Angeles Center, career track 69, I'm approaching my top.
Career track.
Track 697, Lucky 1 arrival, San Diego, altimeter is 2993.
I hope he gives us the low 270. I will request it. 680 MDA. Must do addition, so that's going to be 730.
At John Wayne, ready for taxi.
Air Council 15, runway 20 right, to the taxi via Alpha Lima, cross 20 left of Lima.
Set Barrow 730. And we'll also hard tune the lope just in case. 110.9 and 275. We'll go 110.9. 110.9 is set. 730 on the Barrow at a 29. So let's do a altitude check here. We're at a 28.8, so let's just call it 25. 25 minus 15 is what, 10, 3, 30 miles? So we should be approximately 30 miles from Lejeune at 25,000. If this is a 25-mile ring, 30's got to be getting pretty close, so I think we're actually going to be okay here.
So it's going to shut us 2024, 20 miles west of 330.
We'll keep an eye on our descent. So 25, we should be 30 from Lejeune. Lejeune? Legion? Lejeune? I don't know. Plane simmer driver. What's going on over there on the cockpit cam? Welcome on board, sir. What are the windiest airports in the U.S.? Dude, DFW as of late. Been crazy, man. Every spring, Dallas gets wild. Did you know Dallas actually averages more wind than Chicago? Even though Chicago is named the Windy City. All right, so keeping an eye on our descent here. Look, we're about to go through 25. We're just outside that 25-mile arc. I'd say we're pretty much on it. We'll keep on coming down. We'll do another check at 20,000. At 20,000, we should be 15 miles from Lejeune. The venerable Embraer 170, or affectionately known for those who worked on the ramp. I was telling them the 180 is Toy Story. Yeah. MWIC 19 knows. MWIC 19. I was telling them that story, man. Embraer 190.
5,000 Legion 87.
Yep. Flight control, no dispatch.
Carbon 10 flight level 350 Legion 87.
American 1697 at Word Spirit R now runway 20 right approach.
I really need to get these clouds to go away. I'm tired of feeling like I'm in Seattle. No offense, SeaTac here in the chat. Kelly Simmer, I intentionally flew out here because I wanted these clouds. I wanted to fly in some. It's overcast and actually kind of cold this morning in Texas. I actually had to get a hot coffee this morning. I don't know. There's my favorite simming weather. Am I the only one that has like a favorite simming weather? Not in the sim, but like outside. I want the real world weather outside to be cold and cloudy and either wind. If it's rainy, even better. Those are the best days to go to just flight sim for me. I don't know why. I don't even have to be flying in the same area. I just, when I know it's cloudy and kind of gloomy outside, I love getting on the sim. Hot coffee is every day. Then again, I live in Canada. Well, there you go. Yeah, true. You Canadians, man. All right, so I feel like we're getting a little bit closer. Let's see. We might be getting a little bit behind. So 15 miles at 20. I think we're inside of that. Let's pick up our flight path angle here. Let's knock it down to about 4. Let's see if we can catch up to it. So we're going to go 4 degrees now, flight path angle. If we are at 20,000, 5 times 4 is 5, 10, 15, 20. So at 15, we could be at 20 at 4 degrees path. Now remember, 15 is the bottom, so we're actually going to be okay. If I go back to the star, it's between 19 and 15. So we're going to be fine to meet it, but we're going to stay ahead of it just a little bit. That's why we picked that bottom altitude in the descent window.
18.3, thank you for the ATC, stop at 756.
Chicago's actually called the Windy City because of long-winded, boastful politicians. I know, Joe Plains, yeah. I know it. I know. Cape Canaveral says 97 degrees. Reminds me of Houston FS Expo a couple of years ago. Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember when y'all went to Expo in Houston. That was a gnarly time to be down there. Right in the middle of, was it like July? 97 degrees. I didn't know Canada got that hot, man.
German cargo 500 cents. Why would you do that? Okay, stand by.
What did German cargo do? 108 with 80% humidity. Sounds about right. That sounds about right. And people are like, oh, it's not that hot. The humidity, man. The humidity zaps the energy from me. Like when it's hot and drier, it's just miserable. But when when you can feel the air going into your lungs because it is so humid, it just zaps the energy from me. All right, Magic Barrel ref update out of 17.5. Is it 2992? I think it is 2992. Let's take the San Diego Addons information. Information of Victor 293. So cool. Yeah, just about right. Loc in use, so we'll request that. We have both ends here. I live on the east part of Canada, and it's very hot and humid in the summer. Crazy, man. All right, so we're below that fix. We're good. We'll go down to 15. We know the next fix is comics at 12. The bottom is 12 over comics. So I'm going to set 12,000, which is already set. I actually must have done that on accident. So comics is at 12. Lejeune is at or above 15. We're crossing it right now, so we should be just fine. We're going to need a little bit of speed brake action. All right, we just went over Lejeune. We're on the window. We're descending down to 12. Get the speed brake out and help slow us down here. Tyler, Charlotte, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Bo, how's it going over there? Checking in on the vertical cam. Funny thing is, Chicago's not even in the top 10 windiest cities in the U.S. Really? I don't know why the thrust levers are increasing there. It seems a little weird. He gave us 250, so there we go. Little 5-knot buffer. All right, once we hit 12,000, our next one is going to be Lantern 230 at 9. So we'll be at 12. 12 to 9 is what? 3? 3 times 3 is 9 miles. Basically over the Flish intersection, we need to start down looking at the chart. Approaching 1,000 to level off. So Flish is right here. At Flish, we'll start down 3 degrees. 12 for 9. We'll actually shallow it out. And I thought there was an FPA I could adjust from the PFD. I guess not. I guess you have to do FPA from here. I'll start bringing you back up here. I'll ease the level off.
716, turn left, direct passive. Left, direct passive, echo 716. Southwest 1986.
Outsell.
Palm Springs, cleared Addons, 31 left approach.
That's why people are consistently surprised when they visit UK in the summer. It's not that hot, but it's humid and there's basically no AC. Yeah, I know, man. That's wild. Your buildings are designed to keep heat in. I know it. I know it. That's what's wild. Dougal McTavish, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Delta 7, radar contact.
Watching with dinner? What could be better? Welcome on board, Dougal. Watching with coffee? That could be better. All right, so 12,000, we're out. Now that we're in out mode, we'll scroll in 9,000. 9,000 is set. At Flish, we'll start down 3 degrees. We only have to slow down 15 knots, so we should be fine. We'll start down. Let's start down 3 prior to Flish. That'll give us 3 miles to slow down to 230 once we hit 9,000. We're already below 250 knots. We're looking good. Just so I don't forget, let's go ahead and get our lights on. Let's get ready to go through 10. Sterile light. Ding the flight attendants, let them know we're starting down. Into the sterile. Here comes 3 miles prior to Flish. I'm going to preemptively FPA. 3 degrees down. Down we go. All right, so we should be able to level off at 9,000, and then we'll slow to 230. Sounds are coming up.
Which tower?
Put you back over there.
They're not on, so you don't need to talk. You just keep talking to me.
Do that. All right, here we go. Oh, Joe Plains. I love that classic winglet. I miss it on the 737. I want to fly the PMDG with that classic winglet, dude. I love this one with the stripes. We'll request a low 27. We're unable RNAV per SOP for Eagle Flight 357.
Oh, that just makes my day so much better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can expect vectors low flight 27 approach.
All right, we'll expect low 27. I'm sorry about that. Eagle Flight 357.
It's all good. EZ 4106, turn right, heading 140.
Would you follow his published speeds? Yes, because he gave me a weird clearance. He said descend to 250 first, then descend via. So it wasn't a super clear clearance, but because he said descend via after slow to 250, I'm going to assume that he wants the speed, which you could ask, which would be the smart thing to do, but we're on flight sim, so I'm not even going to ask, and he sounds busy. But the way I understood his clearance, it was descend via, but he wanted me to slow to 250 before starting down. If he says descend via except maintain 250, then you would disobey or you ignore the speeds. All right, so we're level at 9,000. Look at that, 3 miles from Lantern. We'll slow down to 230 knots. Beautiful. After Lantern, the next fix is Zomans at or above 7. So we are in A cell waiting for alt, and then we'll set 7,000. But actually, we can do it right after we pass the fix. There's alt anyway, so we'll set 7,000 feet. At or above 7. And we're 230, FPA 3. And actually, since we're below 10, now we're going to make our life easy. We're just going to flight level change below 10,000 feet. So now we're speed on elevator, flight level change down to 7. After Zomans, it's Kloman at... Actually, why am I doing that? Look, I should bring this forward like this. Makes it a little bit easier. It'll be Kloman at 6 and 210. And that's a hard altitude at Kloman. So, matter of fact, we're 6 from man, 7. I don't think we're not gonna pass that. So let's go ahead and set 6,000 now, and we'll just make sure we don't go below 7 here. We're only 6 miles from. I think we're gonna be just fine. Yeah, we need to tilt. We need to tilt this out just a little bit more, like right here, right here, so you can look at both. You're right, Vodka. All right, so 1,000 feet to our hard altitude at Zomans, but we're going to be just fine.
JetBlue 521, turn right, heading 350. The vectors for traffic, set to maintain 5,000. EZ 4106, turn right, heading 240.
We still got the descend via Joe planes. All right, there's our restriction at or above 7. We're good. Last thing we got to do is slow to 210 knots. So I'm gonna maintain 230 so we can get down. We got 1,000 feet to level off, and then we'll scroll in 210 knots. Now we got to be careful. He says expect vector. So after Nadu, we're gonna have to give ourselves a heading mode here. We don't want to RNAV around the corner, which would happen in the real jet if you have it set up this way too. So we're gonna have to manually intervene. There's the altitude alert, 1,000 to go.
Southwest 4260. Creature for the approach. You're not doing the approach? What happened?
This guy is swamped. This guy's working hard. All right, scroll back to 210 knots now.
Creature for the RNAV.
So after Kloman, we got to be careful because now our box is doing funky things. So after Kloman, we're going to fly heading 104. This is where this is where that custom FMS will bite you. We don't have, not having custom FMS will bite you. Matter of fact, we can, could track, but.
Alloy sensors, virtually A73.
3 miles from Kloman, we'll select heading.
Relay center, radar contact. I'll have a descent for you here in a little bit.
.5.
4106. Stop at 4629 traffic alert. Climb maintain 6,000 feet. Fly heading 270.
Traffic alert.
Stop at 2629 traffic alert. Climb maintain 6,000.
All right, heading, select. Heading 104.
EZ 41, 06, turn left immediately, heading 180 vector for traffic. Traffic 12 o'clock, turning, join your final at 4,000, 6,000 southwest.
All right, after 104, 4 miles, going to be a slight left turn to 095, and then we'll get our VLOPs switched around. UR1, 110.9.
Heading 1, actually turn to the left, heading 270.
Spin our approach course. All right, now heading 094. 094, 2000, so we're actually 095. 095, we're set, we're on a vector, so we'll get rid of this chart now. So its final approach course will be 275.
2024.
There it is. Final approach course 275, Lope 1, IUBR. We're 10 miles out, we're looking good, chat. So at this point, well, I'm not going to sequence any of the box yet because I'm going to wait till we get a vector to come back around. But we're 210, 6,000 outbound. We're looking good.
A24.
EC4106, you're not doing the visual approach anymore. What happened?
Los Angeles Center, hello, Delta.
What's up, Mosin? Good to see you, bud.
3967 at Las Vegas with info Victor request taxi.
I can't right now. Eagle Flight 357, turn left, heading 050 for traffic. Then maintain 5,000. Get the first there.
050, descend 5,000, Eagle Flight 357.
Southwest 2629, turn right, heading 050.
See, I wish I could move these via the Bravo again. I'm going to have to work on that. 050, descend 5,000 for traffic, 5,000, flight level change. Down we go.
Speed 180, gotta maintain 5,000.
A little bit of speed brake action here.
Speed 250 down to 5,000.
Into the soup we go.
Speed 180.
180, sorry, close.
Okay, 26 left, whatever, taxi right.
26 left, whatever. Let's throw the terrain mode on the map here.
CSA 171 ID on the go around, climb, maintain 7,000 left turn, heading 070 vector.
Leveling 5,000.
Left turn heading 070, climb maintain 7,000.
Speed brake, stowed.
Easy. Career track 69, reduce the final approach.
Alright, we're speed on throttle, heading out cell at 5,000. 210 on the speed. Now, this is concerning out here. We're going to keep an eye on this.
Eagle Flight 352, turn right, heading 130.
Right turn 130, Eagle Flight 357. Called us 352, but we'll help them out. What was the heading? 120 or 130? I think he said 130. Chat, tell me. 130 or 120?
Alright, American 1697, running 20, right clear land.
130 set. 130 set. Looking good.
Stop at 4260, runway 31, left clear land. Stop at 211, Los Angeles Center, radar contact, climb maintain 10,000. Airway 2392 is going to maintain 5,000. Airport at 2 o'clock, 10 miles port site.
Down to 5,000.
Do you guys have a name for the little flow I just did? What? What flow? What flow did I do? Angry widgets. Confused. They make everything too complicated. Nick and Nate, it depends on the types of clouds. Right direct Lindy, Eagle Flight 357.
Southwest 2629, right turn heading 0.
Alright, so I'm going to get the airplane turning first in heading mode.
AirCal 716, speed 180 or left.
180 on that.
Now let's see what the box does. We don't. Lindy is not there. This is where you need. Where you need that custom FMS, but we'll keep the turn going. We know where it is. It's depicted on our ND. So there's Lindy.
Up 1456 is that you?
there's our loc. So Lindy is kind of on that 45-degree entry.
American 1992, expect for you for the approach. I'm sorry, I'm getting myself backed up here.
This might screw everything up. I'm gonna try it.
No, it's all good. I'm a little saturated. American 1992, still set your 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it worked actually.
Alright,
Except it won't go into nav mode. Alright, so we're still heading. There's Lindy, and then Vita inbound. Why are we descending?
American 24, runway 25, left clear land.
25 left, that
That was weird.
24.
German cargo 500, back to the ILF, runway 25, left approach. German cargo 500, I'll get to 20. Go into center maintain 5,000. Center maintain 6,000. Bearing 2392, turn right.
Must have been something going on there. Weather change maybe. Now we just barreled updated to 290901. Alright, we're on this heading. We'll arm the loc. We'll see if it captures it.
Yes, sir. 0927 on.
I don't think I gave you taxi plan.
I requested it. You said you can't right now.
Okay, that means full position to the saturated. That's 2629, turn right, correct.
Here comes the loc. Loc is captured.
Eagle flight 367, maintain 3000, maintain 3000, south on localized 27 approach.
Alright, sent 3000, clear, localized 27, approach 3000, Eagle flight 57. Alright, he cleared us down to 3. He's behind, we're behind because he's behind, so we need to pick it up. Speed brakes are coming out. We're gonna dive down to 3 thou. I'm gonna leave the flaps up right now. And we're gonna dive down to 3 and then we're gonna slow down.
American 1376, then Hollywood will arrival on Series 13901.
4 for 3.
Accurate 40,
1,000 to level off.
Clearance is gonna be a minute. I'm working up things here. Give me like a 5-10 minutes.
CG's at 2700. We're cleared for the approach, so let's set 2700. Will it let me do it in feet? No, that's in meters. I forget how to do. There we go. 2700 is blue, or whatever this is. Amber. Alright, we gotta slow it up. We're gonna throw the gear.
I maintain 8,000 seconds. Approach 3100.
Flaps 1. We gotta try to catch up here.
Alright, that's up to 29, cleared recommending roughly 5,000
Rebo is at 2 thou.
AirCal 716, turn right, direct recommending.
Right, direct vicinity, Apple 716.
Flaps 2 is gonna kill the speed brakes. There it does. It's appropriate. 18.3, Eagle flight 357. Sam. We're trying, chat. We're trying. Tower, good morning. Eagle flight 357 on the localizer 27.
Eagle flight 357, wind variable at 5, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land, Eagle flight 357. All right, there's Alt Star. We're going to keep trickling down. I have control. Autopilot's coming off. We're going to just hold that on the tail. We're going to turn off the flight director. Flight director's off. Maintain that 3-degree path inbound now. We're on the loc. We're looking good. Altitude is up above us. We'll set go around altitude. We'll call it 5,000. Runway's in sight, chat. We're landing. Man, I wish I would have started the replay for this. It's all right. We're doing a return leg, I guess, right? So no replay needed. I mean, I feel like I should start it. Let me see if I can start it. Hold on, I can't see. You have control. It went full screen. I gotta minimize it. You have control. I'm flying blind. All right, I can see now. I have control. Recording is on. All right, I'm back. All right, we're on speed. We're looking good. 2 whites, 2 reds.
1,000.
Turn you off. 1,000 feet, stable, clear to land, chat. Flaps 5, we'll go flaps 5, I guess. We were stable by 500 back in my day.
Wind
So.
variable at 5, runway 27, clear to land.
Oh, I think we did, oh geez, we calculated our speeds on flaps 3, so the auto throttle was getting slow.
500.
That's right, I have the throttle, my throttle.
400.
I was calculating flaps 3, so it bugged it out. There we go, we're coming back on it, we're looking good. Could have been better.
Eagle Flight 357, exit to the left at Bravo 8 at table, contact ground 123.9 or
Bravo 8 over to ground 23.9, Eagle Flight 357. Crunchy. We missed Bravo 8, or did we get Bravo 8? We got Bravo 8. Smashed potatoes and gravy. We'll have to check the. We'll have to check.
Atali 7615, wind variable 5, runway 27, clear to land. Good land.
What gate were we going to? We'll just call it, what's over in there? And ground Eagle Flight 357, clear of 27, we're going to 15.
Eagle Flight 357, over right below San Diego, taxi that gate via Bravo.
Gate via Bravo, Eagle Flight 357, thank you. Chat, I heard a scheduling alert go off. Oh, it's for tomorrow though, I don't want that.
Track 9 heavy cross runway 27 Bravo 4 taxi GA or taxi cargo UC Bravo 4 contract. Alright, cross 27 Bravo 4.
Ground textures look a little bit blurry, don't they? For a payware? Maybe it's not officially 2024 supported. Alright, brakes are set. APU is running. So let's go ahead and start stop 1 or 2. Did we leave flaps at 1? Yeah, we did. FO did. Alright, engines are spooling down. We'll go ahead and cool the red beacon. Smoking, seatbelt, steril's coming off. I guess we can leave the logo on. That looks good. We're spooling down. Excellent. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Diego. Let's take a look.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Let's take a look. We'll complete the flight. I'm going to show this over on the tracker cam right now. We'll take a look at our our flight here. What do you guys think the landing was? Let's take a look at our vector. Our arrival looked pretty good. Come down the arrival. Gave us a little bit of a vector for spacing. Come back around to the right. San Diego was, that's about what I thought. 208 feet per minute. 410. Get out of here, vodka. 208 feet per minute. 1.0 G according to this thing, which I don't know. Again, who knows how accurate it is. I tell you what we'll do. We are going to do the return leg. But what I want to do is I want to watch the replay. So I'm going to disconnect from the network. We're gonna do the replay real quick, and then I'm gonna reset the sim. So I'll just come right back. We'll reload at the gate, and then we'll start fresh on that one. So let's take a look at the replay real quick. I actually don't know how it's gonna handle replay mode. Let me just put these into run. We'll see what they do. We'll put our lights back. And for curiosity purposes, let's watch it now. Replay up. 8 knots. Looks like we got our engines back. I wish I could rip the downtown from Latin VFR out to the BM Sim Airport. Ooh, yeah. I don't have, I think this is this Latin VFR? This is Latin VFR. Man, look at the low overcasts. Love it. Told you it'd still be overcast by the time you land. Thank you, Kelly. It definitely was. Oh, look, the little bridge right there. That's cool. I love the windows on this thing too. They're great. We had that big thrust up there when I took command of the thrust levers, try to get it on speed. So what happened? Our perf data was for flaps 4, and then when I went to flaps full, I think it wigged out the FMS speeds because it didn't have flaps full speeds, which the real airplane would. I think. I'm pretty sure it would. It always sounds hard. Oh, I think to trigger the reverse, I have to manually do it. No reverser in replay, that stinks. Oh yeah, we do have reverse. Oh, that's weird, just only on one engine. Okay. Yeah, the touchdown sounds always sound loud. But I don't think they actually are. It's not like that hard. Oh, come on. I'll take that. Hold the nose off. Little aerodynamic braking. Bang on center line. Chat. Well, Captain Sim, I don't know if you remember. So I have the video of me landing a 170. And if you pay attention to the touchdown sounds, it's very clunky and tin canny. So the sounds are correct. Maybe just a little bit of tweaking, like with impact forces. All right, not bad. Right on center line, Vodka. Right on center line. All right, so let's do a quick reset. Let's reload it, and we'll turn around and get out of here. So we'll make the quick turnaround. I'm going to go ahead and stop the replay, and we'll exit it off. Close that. We'll just end flight, and then we'll reload in right where we were, make sure our throttles are back, and I don't know if we can start it on GPU or not, but let's go KSAN. San Diego. Right now, it's still marginal VFR. Man, we got to zoom way in here. Where do we park? 15. Gate 15. We'll set as departure. Let's just go live now. We'll do live conditions, and we'll start the flight. Once I get her loaded in, I'm going to take a quick 3-4 minute lab break, and then we'll boot up and head on back to San Jose. San Jose. Matter of fact, while it loads in, I'm going to throw the Be Right Back cam up. Let's just do it now. So there's the plan, chat. Give me 3 to 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. I'll see you in a minute.
Nose forward on the 6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose.
But you can never walk alone.
Chat, that song was a vibe. I like that song. That might have to become our new turnaround song. I like it. I like it. Hit the like button if you like that song. Hold on, I got a schedule alert here. I'm just double checking. Nothing that I want. Okay, cool. All right, we are all set. We are refiled. Padres 2 IK out to scatter Trox Silicon 6 into San Jose. Let's turn and burn. Let's get this bird fired up. We're already on ground power. Went up to the terminal, got some snacks, got some coffee. We're ready to go. You like this livery you have, Paulo? I do too, man. Absolutely love it. Real time, real weather. Josh FSD, you like that song too, man. I liked it. I thought that one was pretty good. All right, sim sounds are up. Airplane is up. Let's go ahead and get our flight plan loaded. So I've already done this San Diego, San Jose. That's good. Let's go over to Departure. We know it's going to be 27. We'll do dry, flap 2, configure. We'll download the real weather. Let's go ahead and begin the boarding process and calculate the speeds and our weights. Excellent. Now we'll go to the manifest. Before we have the first officer loaded up, let's go ahead and call ground on 23.9 and get our clearance over to San Jose. Before we do that, we'll also do a Magic Barrel ref update. That looks good. And we know it's going to be probably as filed there, which is going to be Padres 2 IK. So I have that up and ready on my other monitor here. Let's give him a call. And Lindbergh, ground. Good morning, Eagle Flight 357's clearance to San Jose, please.
Flight 357, Lindbergh ground. Hello, you're cleared to San Jose Airport, Padres 2 departure IK transition that is filed. Climb via SID. Expect level 3005 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.525, squawk 7226, 7226.
Clear to San Jose Padres 2 IK, climb visit 300 in 5 minutes. Squad departures 2652, squawking 7226 for Eagle Flight 357.
Flight 357, read back correct. Expect runway 27 for departure. Push and start your discretion. Advise ready taxi. Addons information. Whiskey current.
We got whiskey on board. We'll call you ready taxi, Eagle Flight 357. All right, that's us. Padres 2 IK 7226. I keep coming down here for the transponder. That means you've been on the Airbus too long. 7226. We'll throw that in. Let's go to the route page. Let's get this thing loaded up. Again, this is a Quark for 2024. I have to put the destination in the origin, and then we can change it. There we go. That's a Quark, and that obviously is going to be changed when they get the full FMS. But that's us, San Diego, San Jose. Let's go ahead and go departure, runway 27, Padres 2, IK, apply. Now we build from the ends, right? So going into San Jose, it's going to be the runway 30 left, ILS 30 left. Let me verify what we got. Is it off of Clyde? Silicon 6 Trox. So we'll do Clyde, Silicon 6 Trox, apply. It's going to load in. Couple en route fixes we have to put in manually. No airways. Looks like after IK we are going direct to Tessia. So TESEA, and that's right after, what was that after? IK. So IK, so put it on top of Trox. IK Tessia, scatter. Sierra, Charlie, Tango, Romeo, Romeo. Tessia, scatter, Trox, silicone. That looks good. All the way through, go to the perf init page. I'm going to now go ahead and send the perf data over to the first officer. We'll send that information to the McDo. She's going to start programming it. Looks like Callie Simmer's in the right seat. We got the, let's go no smoking on. Fasten seat belts are coming on. We'll get the APU spooled up here for the quick turn. All right, a flight plan is done. We can go ahead and get rid of that. He's so much better talking to American controls compared to yesterday in Mexico. D-Doom, no, that they typically don't inspect planes on a turnaround. Not going to happen. Now, you may get, if you have an extended turnaround, like, you know, maybe you have a sit, like a 2-hour sit, maybe they'll come do a quick check or whatever, but, you know, 45-minute turn, probably not going to have any scheduled maintenance. Unless the tire pressure check, maybe that could happen, do a tire pressure check. All right, APU's coming up, fans are coming up. Magic Barrel ref is set. While the perf is being loaded, let's pull out the chart for Padres 2. Let's move this over here, actually. San Diego, and we will do taxi. We'll just use the SID. Padres 2 RNAV. And I guess we should have the taxi diagram too, so we'll do both. We'll go K-San. I like the tabbing of this. Airport info, that's us. Make it big, zoom it in. So we're right here, I believe at gate 15. It'll be Bravo Alpha. Well, I don't think the scenery matches up. This could be an interesting taxi out on Niveo Premium because old school, this is how you went down the runway. I don't believe my scenery matches up. We're going to find out here together. I've never encountered this problem before. I'm in the right seat, but will absolutely be no help. I need to learn this bird. Any tutorials? Yeah, Callie Simmer, go back to when I was flying this airplane in 2020, like 2 years ago. I did. Actually, if you want a full-blown FMA tutorial, Callie Simmer, just search for the flight I did. It was in Hawaii. We were flying the Mokulele, I believe. It was either Mokulele or the Hawaiian livery. And we did we were island hopping, and I did a in-depth discussion about the FMA and the vertical modes, speed on elevator, speed on thrust. As I fly this airplane more, I will do more. Matter of fact, I might even make a video on it, just because I'm loving it too. Scenery doesn't match the charts? I don't think so, Oscar. We're going to find out. This is a relatively new change going down here in San Diego. All right, full screen Padres 2 SID. Let's see. Climb via is going to be top altitude of 15,000. Let's scroll this in right here on the PFD. Oops, 15,000. 15,000 is set at or above 8. So we're pretty much good to go. There's nothing we have to worry about as far as vertical restrictions. 15,000 feet, or at or below 8, excuse me. No, at or above 8. At or above 8 for Gwyn. Shouldn't be an issue. Top altitude 15 is set. He gave us the expect here in a minute. So that looks good. How's the FO? Cali Simmer's got everything loaded up. We'll step through our perf data. 300 is our cruise altitude. We're still boarding right now. So we'll have to verify that.
Aircraft on standby, Legion 752, PDC 10.
We'll have to verify that here in just a minute. Takeoff speed 22, 28, 32. The perf trim is allegedly 3.8 units, and this is anti-ice off TO2, flaps 2. I'm going to turn the brightness up a little bit. And that's 3.8 on the trim. Set trim 3.8. That looks good. All right. Right next to Southwest, getting ready to get out of here. Let me make sure my yoke is still connected.
Carrier 7 Delta Kilo, PDC 10. Yes.
Yoke is still connected. Beautiful. Placeholder, the Latin VFR scenery is outdated. The one from Glideslope Pro is more up to date, but still outdated since the airport was under construction. Yeah, it's still under construction. Let's see. Actually, let's go over there. Let's drone cam over there, see what we're dealing with. Yeah, we do not have that taxiway. We do not have that taxiway, so we're going to have to
And level ground,
just see what he says.
Delta Kilo, the rounder tree is for jet only.
All right, we got ground 23.9 departure. Let's go back to the radio page here. Departure is going to be 2652, so we'll throw that in standby. 2652. Actually, 26525. Does it take 525? Yes, it does. 26525 on standby. We're squawking 7226. Transponders in standby mode. Are we done fueling? Not quite yet. Put this over on the map page. Scroll it down. We can put our bearing pointers up. I guess we don't need them. And let's go back to flight details. Oh, are we all done? Yep. Begin loading. Time remaining, 1 minute left. 1 minute left. And then we'll be ready to go. So with 1 minute left, let's go ahead and start closing up the cargo doors.
752, push the start your discretion advisory attack.
Let's go ahead and remove the stairs, remove the GPU, remove the cones. And he gave us, we are no call for push here. We're just going to push and start. We'll call him ready to taxi. I see, sorry Josh, I see you over there on the other chat. I seen a bird, that livery, with that livery the other day coming into Sioux Falls. I did a double take, took a picture of it. Yeah, Josh, I remember when this livery was the current livery. But they do have, they're still rock, Envoy still runs the retro livery, which is still pretty neat.
And King 7 Delta Kilo, after yellow, it's going to be the Hector VOR, the present flag row.
Alright, park brake is set. We're all looking good.
Right,
Are we
so
done
after
yet?
yellow, Hector VOR, then the Presto 5.
Boarding is complete. Alright. In that case, let's go ahead and pull up our charts. Let's come down here. Let's go flight plan page. Let's go standby TARA. Red beacon light is on. Sterile light is on. Under this overcast, we need a little bit more lights. All right, let's go ahead and push back and start. So Alt P, cockpit to ground, ready for push. Blimp stream after. Now we're doing ATR night ops tonight. It's gonna be fun. Hey, we got American Eagle flight attendants tonight. All right, cockpit around, brakes released, clear to push, pull, lift, drop, tug, whatever you need to do. There's our clearance. Do you own the aircraft through Contrail? I do. 2024 only works if owned through Contrail, and I bought it through SimMarket. Chicago Land Designs, I'm not sure how you can change it. I think somebody said there's a that FSS has a tutorial
For clearance before, was that, Southwest,
on how to fix that, but I wouldn't know, my friend.
Southwest 1193, Limber ground hello. You're cleared to San Jose Airport, Padres 2, departure IK transition as filed. Climb via SID, expect file 360, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.525, squawk 2015, 2015.
Alright, pushback is complete. We'll go to flight control. Oops. Flight controls. Push complete, set brakes. Brakes are set. We're starting engine 1, here we go.
Expect runway 27 for departure. Call for approach dates.
I will call for taxi for Southwest 1193.
You can use it from SimMarket with the serial number. Yeah, I think that's right. So you should have a serial number or activation number. So download it in Contrail and then put the activation number from SimMarket in there. It'll ask you to activate it. And then you'll be able to install it. Yeah, I'm excited about the ATR tonight too. Man, this week's been exciting because we've done a bunch of different stuff. Doing some ATR tonight. It's ATR freighter. Oh, now we've gone back to Polish flight attendants.
Prosimy o nieużywanie słuchawek podczas demonstracji. Ten samolot został wyposażony w 4 główne wyjścia awaryjne. Każde z nich oznaczone jest czerwonym napisem.
Is the Embraer still garbage? I never thought it was garbage, man. I'm in the minority where I never thought it was garbage. It looks good, sounds good, flies good. FMS is default doo-doo. But if you can fly without looking at a magenta line, it's still a heck of a lot of fun, man. You gotta be on it. You gotta actually fly it, you know? You gotta be on it. You can't just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, or else you're gonna violate everybody. That truck is gonna be problematic. I love all the Canyon Blue Southwest, though. Sean, I saw that. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I did see that fuel imbalance fix. I'm gonna try that today. Still can't get into 24 after Sim Update 3? Sim Update 3 or Sim Update 2? Because the Sim Update 2 is stable. Were you in the beta? GUI, I don't know if it works with Aerosoft. I will tell you, it worked with me for Just Flight. Because I bought this on Just Flight's website. And on my Just Flight account, I have the activation number. So I did the same process through Just Flight. Give it a shot. As long as you got an activation code, you should be
we're just gonna need
should be good. As long as you have an activation code. Alright, engine 2 is started. We're gonna go auto. APU is coming off. Nose lights coming on. Flaps de. Flight control. Oh yeah, see, I don't run the beta, Seth, for that reason. The flap extension is low FPS. I always think my sim is stuttering, but it's not. I hope they can fix that in version 1.0. Alright, we are ready to go. Let's see, pushback, flaps 2, 3.8, we're set. And Limber ground, Eagle Flight 357, just off gate 15, ready taxi.
Flight 357, runway 27, taxi via Bravo.
27 via Bravo, Eagle Flight 357. Alright, so with that said, brakes are released. We need to hit this button here, or roll TO. We'll wait to arm the auto thrust after we get up to the runway.
Southwest 1062, you ready to roll, sir?
Affirmative, Southwest 1062.
Southwest 1062.
Ooh, a Frontier over there.
Embraer 175, runway 27, taxi via Bravo.
I'm officially making the switch to 2024 now that I've been able to download my stuff. Internet isn't good enough to stream it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of folks doing that.
Your flight 587, you can follow that Southwest 737, 270.
I can't wait for Sim Update 3 to be stable.
27. Frontier flight 587.
Nice little wing flex out there.
2 behind the Southwest 737, runway 270 Bravo.
I still feel like these sceneries being streamed in like this are not good. Like, the perf on this one doesn't seem great. This is the Latin VFR one. Perf does not seem great, I will tell you that. You're repping Frontier in the bus? Nice, man. I guess I could turn on my frame gen. I don't know, I haven't tested it with frame gen yet. haven't tested it with frame gen.
Yeah, Legion 7 do hold position.
Aaron Binky, what's going on, buddy? What frustrates me about 24 the most is that a lot of the add-on airport units are incompatible with
behind
24.
the Frontier
Yes.
A320 coming from your left to right.
That is true. A lot of them are not, they say compatible, but the ones that are quote-unquote compatible, they're just not, they don't have good performance. They're just not good, man. And I don't like that. I want to wait for, I will happily wait for fully supported native sceneries in 24. I just went on a limb on this stream and downloaded my San Diego. Now, the Orbic San Jose looked good, but I'm also concerned that my Orbic San Jose is still running 2 airports because I have 2 windsocks. You know? The double windsock, I'm like, does that mean that there's 2 airports there that I'm loading in? Sure one, yeah, we're doing a round trip to San Jose, my man. A round trip to San Jose. So this is Lake 2. Lake 2. Chicagoland Designs, if your ground textures aren't loading fully, then it's got to be with the sceneries, man. It's got to be the scenery problem.
Flight 357, taxi full length, runway 27, via Bravo, contact limber tower 91, 8.37.
Right over to tower, full length on Bravo, Eagle Flight 357. All right, we'll tune tower 18.3 on COM 1. 18.3 on COM 1 is set. Padres 2 will be LNAV off the ground. Will we? Or is it a heading? Yep. A slight right turn. Runway 27, climb on heading 275, then a right turn to Winfield. So heading 275 to 520, then a right turn direct Winfield. Check. Let's get back on center line. Oh, the whole world is like that? Could it be your LOD setting? Your terrain LOD setting? Oh, logo lights. See, that's interesting. I have that installed. I have the ground enhancement add-on. I wonder if that's causing problems. Maybe I have to uninstall that. I mean, it was fine for default airports, but the terminals are just so trash on default airports.
Eagle Flight 357, you ready to go?
Hey, firm, Eagle Flight 357.
Eagle Flight 357, winds 280 at 8, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Runway 27, clear for takeoff, Eagle Flight 357. All right, here we go. Arm the auto throttle. TO, roll, TO. LNAV is armed. We'll take it full length here. See the double windsocks again there? Man, that Southwest was right up the tailpipe. Like true Southwest.
And number
Eagle Flight 357, keep it rolling.
27 will be ready to sequence.
Hey, you cleared me for takeoff. My
Eagle
runway.
Flight 357, keep it rolling if you could. Southwest 1062, runway 27, line up weight.
This guy's in a hurry. All right, here we go. TO.
San Diego Tower, American 2057 is with the established RNAV 27.
American 2057, wind 280.
TO2 Addicts. Oh, we did a TO2 on
Clear
this
land
one.
runway 27, American 2057.
Real set.
Blue 1. Rotate. Positive rate.
You're up. Fly with. Yeah, I gotta get away from this scenery. The scenery sucks. LNAV. Right turn. LNAV flight level change. F speed, flaps 1. Flap 0.
Southwest 1062, winds 280 at 8, runway 27 clear for takeoff. November 787 Delta Kilo, runway 27.
All right, up we go.
Runway 27, November 787 Delta Kilo.
Looking for 250 now. He never switched us, but I guess I'll switch ourselves here. Lost departure, Eagle Flight 327.
Thank you much. Eagle Flight 357, contact departure 126.52. Thank you, have a good flight.
2652, have a good one, Eagle Flight 372. I want to do it this way so I can lead the breakout. Flight departure, good afternoon, Eagle Flight 357, 4,500, comment 15,000 on Padres 2.
2-1, sir. Just 1 second. I need some stuff.
All right, we're cleaned up, 250 knots. Let's go TRS, climb 1, max juice. Oof. These clouds are killing the perf, I think.
It's up to 608. Turn
Get
right.
me away.
Direct cut above of me. Cross above of me at or above 2,600. Clear RNAV 24 right approach.
All right, autopilot's on.
2,400, clear, or 2,500, clear now.
After takeoff checklist. All right, overhead.
Eagle Flight 357, Alexander radar contact, say altitude again.
Passing 7,700, Eagle Flight 357.
Roger, climb maintain level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Eagle Flight 357. 30's blue, flight level change.
411 X-ray, heavy roger, clear visual approach, runway 26 left.
Clear to visual 26 left, from the 411.
Looks just like real life right now, cloudy as hell. Yeah, it's, man, that scenery, yeah, it's still not optimized. It works, San Diego works, but man, it just doesn't feel good. I can feel the perf. I just like how it changes the version of the flight director. Oh, no way, it's great, Zippy. It's the best flight director you can have. You got the roll command bars for takeoff, and then you've got easy mode for following the bird. It's literally the best way to do it. The Embraer is well, I say ahead of its time. It's after everybody else. It is the optimum way, in my opinion, to display flight directors and how to do auto throttle. Come out to the coast, we'll have a great time, and Overcast saying in die-hard voice. Meanwhile, Perf is taking a hit. Yeah, Perf took a dump on that departure, but it's getting back now. We're looking good. I'm half tempted to turn on the frame gen, but I don't know what'll happen, so maybe I won't. We'll see. Some airplanes, one thing, this is one of the biggest difference I noticed right at 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and kill these lights.
We have the altimeter 65.
One of the biggest difference from AMD to NVIDIA as far as frame gen is concerned, some, like with NVIDIA, I ran frame gen all day, every day, no issues. With AMD frame gen, some airplanes don't like it. Some airplanes perform better with frame gen off. I don't run it. I really don't run it anymore. But maybe this airplane runs it. Marine layer looks better in 2024. It's too vertical in 2020. Yeah, Joe Plains. 2024 is goat sim. Now that you've flown the updated 190, 170 from FSS, how would you rate this aircraft? I have the 190 and I like it. Swim and climb, I like them, dude. I've enjoyed them from the get-go. You have to fly it because the box is busted up. But other than that, man, they're a joy to hand fly. They have systems modeled. You know, the systems are modeled pretty good. You mess around with the synoptic pages and you can look at different things, and they do what they're supposed to do. I mean, it gets way more grief, I think, than it deserves.
1369 radar contact altitude.
Marine layer. What's up, B3?
Frontier flight 1369, climb maintain level 290. LA Center King 787 Delta Kilo 3.
Man, LA is super busy today. Yeah, Dad, he says you love these planes too. They're just fun to fly, man. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't even think it needs explaining. They're just flat out fun.
Here 77 Delta Kilo 4,300 coming via the Here 77 Delta Kilo Los Angeles Center, radar contact, climb maintain potable 200.
So we are midday now. It's literally midday, worst possible time to fly in the sim, but still looking pretty good.
Frontier Flight 587 with you, 1700 climbing.
Frontier Flight 587, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb maintain potable 34.
Yeah, we still got to get by the Silicon 6 arrival without being out.
250 on the left. 250 on the left. Frontier Flight 587.
Actually, Frontier 587 for now, 210 or less. So we got King Air at your 12 o'clock, 5,300 report today.
We're on right now, but we'll maintain 210 or less. Frontier Flight 587.
Stop with 799 at Lindy Clear approach.
Did I fly the E-Jets IRL? Yes, I did. Inside up. Yes, I did.
Got Lindy Clear for the approach.
Shakovic, I think it's more fun because it forces you to be involved. You literally flying one of the most advanced jets like a 727, which is kind of crazy. But I don't want to minimize the fact that, yeah, the VNAV needs to be implemented, and it is. We've seen previews. It's coming. It's just taking its sweet time.
Echo behind.
No long wingtips? Nah, Ryan, we're going old school today. We're old school, Ryan. We'll do the extended winglets so maybe later this week. We'll do another E-Jet stream later this week. I might film a quick tutorial on the FMA.
Turn left heading 230.
Left 230 from northwest 302.
I'm getting the itch to do like, not a long form video, but just like do a, I don't know, do like a cinematic video. I don't know. Just a short one.
Frontier 1369 radar contact lost.
Uh-oh. Frontier Flight is gone. We're coming up on Padres.
Turn right turn heading 360, be vectors for traffic. Right 360, King Air 77 Delta.
We don't need all that. We don't need airports on there. Don't need airports. Don't need nav aids. Clean up our ND here a little bit. Resync the heading boat. 26.8. Yes, please. A quick tutorial would be most appreciated. I'll try to do that, Cali Simmer. I'll start with just the FMA because you got to learn what the FMA is talking about and how it's crucial to your survival in this airplane. Man, perf really did. I wonder if I should. I'm gonna turn on frame gen.
2367 RNAV to Delray.
I think I turned on frame gen. We'll see. Yeah, frame gen's on now. Let's see if it increases perf at all.
Delray, Delta Lima Romeo Alpha or Romeo Echo Yankee Delray.
Super chat. What's up, AJ? Careful about doing a tutorial, you'll get banned.
Southwest 608, welcome to Los Angeles. Exit left, hold short 24 left for traffic departing.
Left, hold short of 24 left.
Thanks for the $3 super chat, man. Appreciate you. If you fly Modern Envoy, you got to use the extended. Yep, Modern Envoy Extended Wingtips Chicago. Just for you, Joe Plains. Just for you.
Step 52 Los Angeles Center, radar contact, climb maintain puddle 300.
Does seem a little bit smoother. All right, 1,000 feet to level off. Yeah, I got the fluid motion frames on. We'll do this. We'll do this flight with fluid motion frames on. We'll see what happens. All right, leveling 300. It's a smooth ride. We'll get the seatbelt sign off. And let's stay ahead of ourselves as far as the charts are concerned into San Jose. Let's take a look at that Silicon 6 arrival. Yeah, we need to angle this out a little bit because it's too pointed in. Does this work? Oh my gosh, that's great. All right, Silicon 6.
What airport? Cathay 885 heavy thanks, runway 24 left taxi at Kilo Echo.
Looks like I need to move my seat over here.
American 1668 descend Hollywood 1 arrival
okay.
on 2990.
Trox 32 and 26. We're going to be there already. We're at 30.
Our 4-3, take a whiskey, cross
Silicon
Pirate, flight
above
level
20.
240.
First hard altitude windows
Cross
are going to
Pirate,
be valley,
240.
15 and 19. So we're at 30, 15. That's 15 times 3 is 45 miles from valley. We should be on a descent. This is an 11-mile segment.
Contact Liver Tower 118.3.
This is 26, so that's 36. And this is 10, that's 46. So basically, what is it? Oh, that's 10-mile legs.
Battery 1 Delta Los Angeles Center radar contact, climb maintain 10 now.
Hopefully we'll get an earlier descent this time, but we should be all right. We could do
Bearing
Silicon
2367
20.
radar contact,
30 miles from Silicon, we need to be starting down if we cross it at 20. So basically 5 miles from Trox will put us 30 from Silicon, because this segment here is 26 miles.
Bearing 2367 radar contact,
So 5 from Trox, start down, we'll cross Silicon at 20. That looks good. All right.
Okay, Northwest 302, sorry about the late turn. Turn right
You
heading
go.
040.
Flight Sim Labs
Right, heading
updated the
040,
321
no
for Microsoft
worries.
24. You should give it a try and let us know how you like it.
Bearing 2367.
I guess I will. I've been asked for it. People have been asking. So do I have to, Brian, do I have to buy it
LA Center, Delta 2960,
and
runway
then
24 left on the ground.
update
LAX,
it?
ready
Is
to go.
that the dealio?
2960 RNAV, Delray, actually runway 24 left line
Is
up
that
and
the
wake traffic
dealio?
across downfield.
24 left, line up and wait, Delta 2960.
All right, we're leading the pack.
Alpha 608, cross runway 24
Eagle
left,
flight,
traffic hold position,
southwest.
back into the ramp.
Cross 24 left, not go to the ramp, southwest, 608, great job.
Frontier
Spirit
flight.
wing 23.
We got number 8, November 787 Delta Kilo is a B350 King Air. That's awesome. Man, San Diego is popping down here.
Hello, American 2661, follow
Look at all these traffics down here. San Diego's full.
Los Angeles Center radar contact.
Everyone wants to fly in the weather, I guess. LAX is freaking packed.
Scooby 2990 for American 2661.
All right, back to follow flight. Going up the coast. Long Beach is off the right-hand side.
2, 3, 6.
Don't do it, Phoenix the GOAT. I know Phoenix is the GOAT, but people said they want to see the comparison. And I'm fine doing it. I just didn't want to buy anything for 2020. I thought that was a waste.
That's an illegal turn. Turn right immediately. Right turn heading 240. Stay your altitude.
Oh, you saw the news in FSE Light? Yeah. People pop off about FS Labs, and I get it, but learned his lesson the hard way, has reformed.
240.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I could care less about FS Labs
And I didn't clear you to climb.
malware again. I don't think that's going to happen again. But it just in my perspective, it's like I already have a 321 Classic. I don't need another one. But if I do it solely for the purpose of reviewing it, and you guys want to see it, you know, I see how I can feel how it hand flies, and we'll
LA Center, so
just look at it that way.
3450,
Kind of a waste.
Vegas,
How much is it?
Southwest 3450. Runway 26 right.
San Diego has lots of CBs.
Golf
Yesterday and early this morning might be a
Bravo,
reason for it. Yeah, it
200.
might be, Ryan. Everyone wants to fly in the weather.
Detroit, Golf Bravo 29, 86 Southwest 35.
Should we do some outside cruising? Ooh, it's kind of loud. I mean, I don't know. That's with frame gen when I move the camera a lot.
367. I don't know what you're doing now. Now you're down at 3,800. I don't know why you're descending.
This guy's having an issue.
I'm showing you at 3,800. Say your current altitude. So you did descend. Climb and maintain 13,000. Turn right heading.
Is that a spiritual wings having problems?
300. 330.
$70 an article?
At 231 Los Angeles Center, you on frequency?
Oof. I could buy some sceneries for 2024 for one version.
Northwest 302. Turn left heading 350.
Left heading 350, Northwest 302.
That spiritual wings might be in the FS Labs. Who knows? We shouldn't judge the guy.
Center 2960 is lined up and wait on 26 left, ready to go. Sorry, 24 left, ready to go.
Way better
Sorry
you
about that.
buying scenery.
2960 RDAP Delray, runway 24
Vodka,
left,
why'd you
clear for
change your thing to just a bright yellow? Is that so I see you?
Runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
That's so
no
I
worries,
see your
Delta
name in the
2960.
chat box? It kind of works.
Here, 2 Golf.
That's a lot of marzipan lattes, Oscar. You're absolutely right, dude. Oh, for yellow sim. Yeah, gross.
2 Golf Golf Los Angeles Center radar contact. Reset your transponder. Squawk 2614.
614 Golf.
I do love the way the overcast looks. You're right. Looking at this blank, like down here, this blanket, even though my PC is probably being shredded right now.
76 Heavy Los Angeles Center radar contact. Descend via the Hollywood 1 arrival at the Ontario.
That blanket marine layer looks great.
Descend via the Hollywood 1. Highway 806 Heavy.
It really does look good.
Kilo Foxtrot 2 Golf. Descend via the.
Oh, that's kind of a cool shot there with the edge of the line there. If you want to notice it, I'll change it to a brisket. Oh, I really want to do tri-tip tonight. I don't know if I'll have time. We're doing an ATR at 4 o'clock. What time is it now? Almost 2. We'll probably be on the ground 2:30, 3 hour, 4. Yeah, we'll have to see. I would like to do the turn. I'm going to run the time forward on our ATR flying. I think so the stream's going to start at 4, which is 5 Eastern, but I might run it forward to like 6 Eastern sim time or 7 Eastern sim time. No news on the Phoenix Neo, Jeremy.
Call me back in 2 minutes with that. Bearing 2367, turn right direct to Kegs.
Captain, when flying an approach on the Airbus, I often hear you say, give me the bird. What is the bird and what is the function? So the bird is the flight path vector. And it looks like a bird. It's the same thing that we have in the E-Jet, which is on all the time in the E-Jet, this little green airplane. Call it the bird. When flying a visual approach, I like to fly with the bird on. You don't have to. It's just for reference. And it probably has to do with the fact that I flew the E-Jet before I flew the Airbus, and I'm very comfortable with the bird. I like the bird. It gives you a lot of information. It's not just a flight path projector. It gives you if you know how to read it, you can look at your angle of attack. You could see your flight path angle. If you put the tail of the bird on the horizon line, that's a 3-degree descent. If the distance between the wings and the attitude indicator, that's your angle of attack. So you can, by just looking at the bird and knowing how to read it, you get a lot of information instantaneously. So flying visual approaches, I like to use the bird on, have the bird on.
Delta 2960 radar contact, altitude.
Graphics are amazing, look real nice. How much is this plane? Flight Simmer. Great question. Vodka, Zippy, or Cali. How much is the, because Cali just bought it. How much is the E-Jet? I actually don't know. I bought it so long ago. I don't even know what it costs now.
Good afternoon, Southwest 787, tapping 7600, Quadrant to departure.
Yeah, B3, exactly. The marine layers in 2020 were just stacked cumulonimbus clouds. You're absolutely right. 40-ish? I think that's right. I think about $40-ish Flight Simmer over there on the flight tracker cam. Yeah, it's about $40, I think. Now, we did confirm, and I am not, this is not a sponsor plug. I'm not trying to tell everyone what you should buy or what you shouldn't buy, but it was brought to my attention on the last leg that the airplane, once it releases to version 1.0 with the custom FMS, looks like we just had a weather reload there. Once the airplane releases with custom FMS, it's going to be more than what it is now. So keep that in mind.
Delta 2960, turn left direct to Clipper.
Left direct Clipper, Delta 2960.
Alright, attention aircraft time now is 18450. LA Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Free change to advisory.
Dude has had it. Alright. Adios, buddy.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
That guy was busy. So let's just do this. Let's go 22.8. All right. A little more here, and then we will start down. Do you know if it will be a free update to the new update? So for those that have it, I believe they said it was a free update. Free update going to version 1.0. Flight Simmer, your APU doesn't even work? You must be doing something wrong, man, because it works fully. The only thing that doesn't work in the E-Jet is the FMS lateral nav is default, so it bugs out if you give it direct 2s and stuff, and there is no VNav. Everything else works as it should. I'll be on Oakland Center here soon enough. All right, AJ, thanks. Yeah, I see him up there, 32 too. Yeah, James, that guy was stressed. Forgive me if it's been asked before, but which would you buy if you could only pick one? Zach, I say it, I'll say it again. It's whatever one that has the liveries that you want to fly the most. Because they're both very similar in the way they feel. There is a little bit of a difference. I personally enjoy the 190 model better. The 190 has better engines modeled. Like these look a little bit low res on the 170, 175. But it's still to the point, just buy the one that you think you're going to have that has the airlines that you want to fly the most. And if you're North America, the 170, 175 is way more popular, but the 190 also has some good ones. US Airways, American, Breeze, JetBlue, Frontier. That's pretty much the extent of the 190. On the 170, 175, you got United, American, Delta, Retro US Airways, Retro American. What else we got? Was that it? Republic House livery. Oh, you have that on the 190 as well. Midwest, you have that on the 190 as well. I guess it just kind of depends on what you want. If you want to fly mostly American, then yeah, you got to have the 170 because you do American Eagle ops. You can use the old school American Eagle or the new American, or you can even go back and do some US Airways ops. Alaska, there you go, Joe Plains. Yeah, Alaska's got the 170, 190s. Zippy, yeah, they sold the last 190. When did they sell the last one? Was it 2019? I thought it was later than that. Maybe it was 2019. They painted the 190 to that a new American livery briefly, and then they got rid of them all. All right. I think it's time to start down. Put my water away. One more sip of coffee, and then we go back to work here. I might turn frame gen off again. Let's try that. Because I feel like my mouse lags. All right. Frame gen disabled. Yeah. My mouse was laggy with AMD frame gen. I don't know why. November 953 Uniform Whiskey went to Qantas. So you have the 190, Zippy? Sus. All right, we are 62 miles from Tasia. We're still a ways out, so we're looking good. So Scatter is right here. Trox is here. So once we see Trox, that's when we need to start planning for our descent down. All right, cool. Ooh, that's a beautiful shot right there. You think, yeah, 100% Zippy. Yes, 100%. I 100% think that, Zippy. Are you planning on flying the 220? Yeah, I do. I do plan on flying the 220. I've never flown it IRL, so it'll be a whole learning experience for me as well. Sorry. But yes. And I took that personally. It's because FrameGen adds an extra step between your input and what you see on the screen. That would make sense, Steven. All right, well, I think I'm going to just get the RTX 60,000. What yoke is that? Aviation Pro. This is the Brunner force feedback yoke. You can actually see, yeah, it's kind of over on the flight tracker cam. You can see it moving. Every now and then we get turbulence or whatever. You see the yoke moving input. I'm going to take a hot take here. I don't know if Vodka's still around. But my hot take for the day is the E-Jet, FSS E-Jets 170, 190 are the best airplanes to fly with force feedback profile. Don't know why. There's just something about them that's fantastic. Short of a prop. Props are on a different level because you can even get more effects. But flying the E-Jets with force feedback for some reason is it's extra amazing. Top three. Props aside, Vodka. Yeah, props not included. Just jets. It's that much fun to fly with the Brunner. How much is the throttle? This throttle from Throttletek is I think close to $1,000. This is the Flightbox V3. I just bought them. It's just because y'all said the price will increase at 1.0 release. Oh, well, there you go. It's Kyle. We'll be flying on more this week, so if you need some little tutorial juice, we'll be able to do some of that. But I mean, I figure if they're already showing LNAV, VNAV previews, I'm gonna take another hot take here, and I'm gonna say we should probably see custom FMS at least in the lateral navigation by end of summer. That's gonna be my hot take guess. And I know many of people have guessed on that, and then they've waited multiple years, so I could totally shoot myself in the foot here. But I just got a feeling that I'll say this, I will be surprised if we go into late August, into September, and we don't have custom FMS. So that's my just based on absolutely nothing. Which studio? This is FSS, Flight Sim Studio. Embraer 170, 175. Ooh. Midday is mid. Don't be fooled. They also said we have a custom FMS last summer. They are blowing hot air out their mouths. Tender Aviation, you could be 100% correct. You absolutely could be correct. But I'm gonna agree or disagree. I'm gonna say by the end of this summer. Headed to Brazil tomorrow, 787. Fantastic. Happy to have caught a live stream before you leave. Well, JT, that's awesome, man. Enjoy your flight down to Brazil. Oh yeah, the virtual coal ones are not good. Yeah, don't get those. Like anything with Flight Sim, I will believe anything I'll believe it when I see it. That is a great way to go about it. It's Kyle. That is a fantastic way. Swarm says 2024 will be complete 2 months before 28 releases. Probably also correct. Zippy says I bought the 175 but refunded it. Then after I saw some good improvements, I got the 190, my preferred jet between the two. Sus. I wonder what we actually get launched at Expo. Just not promised is coming soon. Well, I think with logo lights, I think with Expo, it's gonna be my first one. I'm excited to go. I think once you can see an airplane in the sim, like I'm most excited for the Bluebird 75. Like I really want to see what they've been cooking this whole time. How does it look in 2020? How does it sound in 2020? And that'll give us a great idea of how close it actually is. Because, we could look at previews all we want. We could look at dev previews and updates here and there. But unless we actually see what it's doing in the sim natively, you really have zero idea. So, you could take one system that you modeled and then say, oh, yeah, it's close to release, and then wait another 6 years. Flight Sim Expo is in Providence, Rhode Island this year. Any way to make airports more accurate in Microsoft Flight Sim in terms of signage and markings? Camilo, so there is a package you can buy on the marketplace for aircraft signage. I think it's $1, or I could be wrong. Maybe it's $5. It's less than $10. I want to say it's like $3 or $4 or $5, somewhere in there. And it changes all the default signage for default airports. The other option is to buy custom airports, which will then have all the correct signage for you, or much better than default. But if you really want like the taxiway signs and stuff, then and you go to default airports, there's that little thing, that little add-on on the marketplace. All right, here we go. Oakland Center, good afternoon. Eagle Flight 357, we're level 300.
More than
Eagle Flight 357 at center, Martin Squawk 7226.
We're squawking 7226 for Eagle Flight 357.
That's 1052 at center, Martin radar contact, and reset the transponder, squawk 2410 if you have it right.
He gave us the same squawk that we had. It's kind of weird. Kelly's going to have to drag me by the ear from the flight experience on the 757. You're going to be kicked off. I'm going to have to call security to get zip you off the 757.
3042 at center, other proceed to Young, glide maintain file 330.
Tons of great freeware custom airports out there too. That is true. Yeah, the Flight Sim TO, FlightSim.to has a lot of freeware sceneries that you can get as well. That will increase your airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator. SimPilot not on this one yet. No, this is the old version. Mitchell Taylor says, I'll be disappointed that they don't have custom FMS by the Expo. They said this stuff for 2 years. Time to put up or shut up. Well, we'll see, Mitchell Taylor. I mean, one thing that we see now that we didn't see last year is we see the airplane doing LNAV in the sim. So FSS had a video, I watched it this morning. It was descending on a VNAV profile on an arc. So that's something I've never seen before.
357, are you the spatula wing or are you the short wing for the C-175? Remember, just watch your video.
We're the short wing for Eagle Flight 357.
Eagle Flight 357, thanks. Increase to Mach 0.79 or greater as your number one this year.
79 or better or Eagle Flight 357? All right, 79 or better. Let's just do a quick flip over.
Mach 0.75
Let's go. 80 Mach. We're going to go home day. Go home leg right now. Speed it up.
Down to 1062, reduce to Mach 0.75
My AB9 and stick arrive on Friday. Silly question, can I fly aircraft with yokes? Yeah, absolutely. Two sausage and a Basset Town. That 100%, and that's why I think the force feedback side stick is such a great purchase, because you do exactly that. You set up a profile and you can fly yoke-driven aircraft with way more tactile feedback and realism than you would if you didn't have it. So it's you're definitely going to be able to do that.
Yeah, straight 42, confirm you're to Young.
And it's fun. I actually fly, so a fixed-wing jet that I fly with the Moza base is the Vision Jet. So that's a side stick in the airplane as well. I mean, it's not a yoke, but I mean, it's really fun to fly those jets with the side stick. Yeah, there is, Zippy. I think the long-wing knit is it 8.0? And he gave us 8.1 or better, or something like that. It adds, I forget how many feet it adds. I forget. All right, we're juiced out. 8.0. There's Scatterer. He hasn't given us a descent yet. So we said Trox. 5 prior to Trox is when we should be at least cleared for a descent or something. Coming all the way down for the ILS 30 left most likely. So let's pull that out. SJC. Approach. My stomach's growling. I'm getting hungry. ILS 30 left. We'll preemptively load this one up.
Proceed direct to Silicon, then ascend via the Silicon 6 reliable north transition.
Direct to Silicon, descend via 30 left, or north transition for Eagle Flight 357. Alright, direct to Silicon. And descend via. So, that makes our life easy. We'll come back to that here in a second. We got some time. 110.9. 110.9, we'll put that in the standby. 110. Actually, we can put that in the primary. 110.9. And the final approach course will be 306. Libero min is going to be 257. We'll scroll that in right here. 257 will round up 260. 260 set in the Barrow. 110.9 is tuned in. Back over to our arrival.
Are you joining the magenta line towards Young, or are you direct to Young now?
We're on the Silicon at or above 20. So the next fix is Valley. Let's take the bottom at 15.
2086 Los Angeles Center.
So 45 from Valley, and then that's going to be 35 from Silicon to cross it. So 35 from Silicon is about 46 miles from Valley. And right now we are 56. So we'll dial in 15,000 feet. He also gave us a descend via, which means he wants the speeds, unless he says he doesn't want the speeds. So we'll plan to slow to 280. And we're good to go. About another 20 miles and we will start down. I've considered many times whether or not I want to get this plane. I've been told not to. The reason I want it is I see a ton of them around where I live, but I don't want to buy a bad plane. I hear you, man. It's just up to you. It doesn't have VNAV. It doesn't have a custom LNAV. It's still very flyable. The systems are modeled. The sounds are good. It hand flies wonderfully. You can fly it in these terminal environments. You just have to fly. You have to fly it. You don't just sit there and program the box and sit back and watch. But which, I mean, is what it should be. You should be able to just sit back and watch the airplane do the whole thing. But in its current state, you can't do it. So if you're not capable of flying it manually and doing a little bit of mental math, then maybe not a good idea. How do you get the bird on the Airbus? No, the track FPA button. So right above the two autopilots, right above autopilot 1, autopilot 2, there's a little black button. And it's track FPA or
good morning, Fronter Flight 587
vertical speed.
300.
What is it? A heading vertical speed.
Flight 587 at center, radar contact 20 miles.
So heading and track is on the left side. You can toggle between heading and track, and then you can toggle between vertical speed and FPA.
We can do 320, Fronter Flight 587.
Metro Flight 587, Roger. Your choice. Climb maintain 1232.
Every time I see the 170, I think about the story of Captain Addons' bathroom on final. Yep. Yes, indeed, Robin. I know exactly that story.
Eagle Flight 357, transition to the public speeds.
We'll transition public speeds, Eagle Flight 357. Okay, so we're going to transition public speeds. So let's start down
transition to the public speeds.
a little bit early. Let's go FPA. We're 40 miles. That's 5 miles prior to what we wanted. That's fine. We're going to be very easy with the transition here because we don't want to overspeed.
21 miles northwest of Fellows.
Nice and easy. Scrolling it in 3.5. Or excuse me, 3.0 is what we want. 3 degrees FPA, nose down. I'm going to select, I'm going to go from Mach to indicated. Nope, we just transitioned out. 312. What?
1900 Zulu. Wind 244 at tree.
Salinas, get out of here. Alright, Silicon is also at 280 knots, so I'm going to bug 280, but because we're speed on throttle, the airplane is going to honor the flight path angle here. And it's not going to, it's going to bring the power to idle. We'll see what it does speed-wise.
Frontier Flight 587, proceed to Silicon, send via the Silicon.
What's the autopilot policy? Victor, that's going to depend on SOPs, man.
Silicon, send about Silicon, arrival, north transition. Frontier Flight 587.
Eagle Flight 357, Canada recalibration 124.52.
2452, Eagle Flight 357, see ya. That's NorCal, San Jose ATIS information November. Approach, good afternoon, Eagle Flight 357, 25-6, descending via the Silicon 6 with speeds at Silicon and November on board. And you say... Is that the right freak? No, I think it was 3395 is what he meant to give us. We'll go to 3395. NorCal approach, good afternoon. Eagle Flight 357, 24-6, descending via the Silicon 6, speeds at Silicon with November.
Emirates 51 November Super, turn left heading 360.
Turn left heading 360, Emirates 51 November.
Eagle Flight 357 on color approach, altimeter 2988.
2988, Eagle Flight 357.
Correction, 2987, my apologies.
Crisis averted, 87, Eagle Flight 357. All right, we'll get those lights on for right now. Sounds are coming back up. The 727 from FSS didn't work for 2 weeks? Really?
Left heading 330, 360,
Is it because you bought it on a different, on that other platform or whatever it is? I think if you bought it on one app, it's like delayed. Yeah, James, 0.01 on the altimeter. Could be real touch and go there. Now, Silicon's at or above 20.
That's 51 November Super, just down to maintain 4,000.
We're getting close. We got to watch this. 6 miles. We're at 15. I'm gonna set 20 here to level. Actually, what I should do is I should just scroll the FPA up. Let's shallow out this descent here. I got 20 set just in case, because Silicon's at or above 20. We'll see what it does here. We were bombing down a little bit too fast.
Speedbird 25 Lima Delta Abbey, radar contact lock.
$10 miles, let me double check. It was at above 20, yeah. At or above 20 at 280 knots. We're at 280.
Emirates 51 November Super, you're 8 miles from Seafit, turn left heading 310, maintain 4,000, control established, clear ILS 28 right.
Alright, 1,000 to level off here. That's user error.
Turn left heading. Can you repeat that direction, please?
Yeah, Emirates 51 November Super, turn left heading 310, maintain 4,000, control established, cleared ILS 28 right, approach.
Emirates 7 left heading 310, maintain 4,000, cleared ILS.
Have I previously flown the E-Jet in real life? Yes, I have. Alright, so here comes 20. This is why I set it, because we bombed down a little bit too fast. We'll level here at 20, and then we'll set Valley at 15,000. And we got to be below 19, which shouldn't be an issue. So we'll set Valley at 1515 as soon as we hit alt mode. Alt mode. If you're an A cell, if I move this, it's going to continue to descend down.
Eagle Flight 357, change my frequency 124.52, 2452.
Don't call me again, don't call me again. Eagle Flight 357, we're on 2452. Alright, 15,000. 15 is set. Back to FPA, down we go. I don't see that frequency online yet. And LA's, or NorCal approach, Eagle Flight 357 on 2452. And NorCal, no joy on 2452 for Eagle Flight 357.
Eagle Flight 357, it's 124.525, 2452.
Ah, we'll get that extra 5 in there. 24525.
American 1697, descend and maintain 4,000.
All right, there's through 819. Valley's coming up. We're below 19. We're at 280. Then we're transitioning over to Guy at 11,000. We're not going to hit that, so let's go ahead and set 1,000. We don't have to worry about Valley. And the NorCal Eagle Flight 357 on 2452.
Eagle Flight 357, NorCal approach. Hello.
Scrolling it back in here, 3 degrees. All right, 18,000. Magic Barrel Ref updates. Let's see, San Jose ATIS altimeter was 3, oh no, correction.
Todd 205 Super at Foxtrot.
2987. 2987. 87 is set at a 17.2. All right, crossing over Valley. Guy at or above 11. Wilson. Ooh, we're getting some chop.
5 on November Super. Runway 28 right, cleared to land.
250, 8,000 at Wilson. We're looking good. We'll keep coming down 3 degrees.
1697, maintain 210 knots or less. The field's at your 11 o'clock at 15 miles.
One thing I noticed, I feel like, I don't know, almost like perf is degrading a little bit over time with this airplane. I wonder if it's got a little bit of a memory leak issue. We'll see. Yesterday you showed some of your videos from the Embraer. How does that work? That was over 15 years ago, so.
Frontier Flight 587, Arcade approach.
It'll depend on SOP too.
287, we're slowing 280, now doing 340. Frontier Flight 587.
2603 heavy left when able cross 28 left alpha to the ramp. Those vehicles clear.
Nope, just one. The edge, just one for right now. I'm thinking I might get an Intel rig. I might go back to Intel, and then I will use this as a streaming PC. We'll see.
And I expect the visual approach 30.
It takes a lot to do both.
All right, we'll hold 280 knots.
Even says I've noticed if I do 2 flights without restarting the sim, my perf is in the bin on the second leg. Yeah, that's true. I don't normally do 2 legs, huh?
You can reduce the final approach speed now.
All right.
American 1697, confirm that's the visual approach 28 left.
Getting a little bit tight there. All right, so after Guy, it's going to be at or above 11, and then
confirm 28 left.
Between 11 and 8 for Wilson. So we'll see. I'm monitoring Guy here.
American 1697, cleared the visual approach, runway 28 left.
People aren't listening today.
American 1697, caution wake turbulence, runway 28 left, cleared to land.
Yeah, Robin, I missed my 9th gen Intel, to be honest with you. That thing was crushing it. The thing is, it's just streaming. You know, running cameras and all that stuff. I really need to run a stream PC. That's really where we're at. All right, at or above 11, that's going to check out. So we will set 8,000 now. Was it 8 or 9? Double check. 8,000 is the bottom for Wilson. We got to slow to 250. Let's go ahead and roll the speed back 250k knots. 250 knots. We're coming back. Speed on throttle.
Eagle Flight 357 for traffic. Maintain 250 knots or greater.
250 or better. Eagle Flight 357. All right, so we'll just slow.
Do not exceed 250 knots for traffic.
We'll slow on course here. We won't expedite slowing. Heading bug is synced.
We're at
perfect time for the 5090 upgrade. I know, man. I know.
South 3450, Oakland Center on guard. Contact Oak Center 127.905. South 3450, Oakland on guard.
Goodness.
Contact Oak Center 127.905.
Todd 205 Super, hold Troy 28 left,
still
landing
getting bumped
traffic.
around here. Yeah, I've noticed that, Shaq. X-Plane is definitely an NVIDIA's NVIDIA builder. All right, 250 below 10, need a little bit of speed break here. Let's go ahead and bring up the regular cruise cam. That is set. 250 knots. 9 for 8. After Wilson, 72 and 42 for Jesty. So I will set, I'll set 5,000 since it's right in the middle. Out of 10,000 feet, we'll ding the flight attendants.
Eagle Flight 357, resume normal speed.
Normal speed of Flight 357. It's going to be 250 below 10, sire. I mean, my 7900 XTX has been good. I did it for the VRAM. I wouldn't be able to fly 2024 as much as I have been without the VRAM. At least fly it the way I want to fly it. But that being said, I don't know, man. If I'm gonna get another PC, I'm gonna get an Intel rig because that's where I almost feel like NVIDIA, everybody that develops anything software-wise, like these Microsoft and X-Plane, they're all using Intel stuff. So I feel like AMD kind of gets pushed to the wayside sometimes. There's some hardcore AMD fans out there. But we've had our fair share of issues, that's for sure. It hasn't been issue-free.
Right?
All right, 7, we're clear. Jesty, was there a speed?
1697,
No.
turn left at Echo, Alpha to the ramp, there's frequency.
After Clyde, it's 230 at
November 51,
before.
November Super, flight
And then a
cross straight
vector.
left, and has to be a Bravo, there's frequency.
Robin, you're putting your rig in Chat GPT and asking it to do the best settings? That's funny. That's funny. What, didn't Chat GPT build, what did Chat GPT build? Didn't it build an airplane? Forget which airplane. Alright, Jesty, we're below. After that, Clyde at 4,000. Let's just set 4, keep it coming down. 4,000 is set. Oh man, this is cool. This is real life right here going in over this. This looks great.
205 Super, runway 28 left, correction 28 right, clear for takeoff. Eagle Flight 357, field venture 11 o'clock, 25 miles, 1 angle, reported in sight.
We'll call it inside Eagle Flight 357. And go a little ways more here. Yeah, when I switch views, I can see the perf degrade. I can start to see it out there. Field sight for Eagle Flight 357.
Eagle Flight 357, clear visual approach, runway 30 left.
Clear visual 30 left, Eagle Flight 357. All right.
Southwest 1062.
On the approach.
12 o'clock, 7 miles, 4,000.
Loke, nope, don't turn around. Final approach course is what? 306.
Numbers 51, November Super, I'm sorry, say again. Okay. Well, I don't really control the ramp. Whatever ramp you want to go to is your discretion. You just got to taxi via Bravo.
We're so far out, we don't have glide slope yet. We'll descend down to 3,000. Flight level change 3,000. What's up, emergency response team? How you doing? All right, let's knock them back.
205 Super, radar contact to altitude.
Accept the approach speed. What do they want?
Flight 357, maintain 180 or greater till 5, runway 30 left, clear to land.
180 or better to 5, 30 left, clear to land, Eagle Flight 357.
Southwest 1062, your traffic touch here, 12 to 11 o'clock, 5 miles.
We gotta be starting now,
Southwest 1062, follow the traffic clear, visual approach, runway 28 left, maintain 210, announce or greater.
Recording is on. Yeah, that started bad when I started the recording. Why did you switch over?
And confirm visual
I'm on low 1.
30 left, southwest 1062. Thank you. Frontier Flight 587, your traffic follow 12 o'clock, 6 miles, same direction, 5,000.
Should be green needles there. I don't know what. 20.
We're looking at Frontier Flight 587.
All right, glide slopes capture 3,000 for the go around.
Okay.
Autopilot's coming off. Coming up on 2,000. Gear down.
Southwest 1062, 180 or greater till a 5 mile final now. Runway 20 left, clear to land.
180,
2050, we're clear direct route, climb maintain, flight level 190.
All right, flight director's coming off. Runway's in sight. 124 on the speed.
587 on traffic, set your 11 o'clock at 5 miles, 3,200.
We don't have the traffic in sight, but we got the
landing
field in sight.
checklist.
Frontier Flight 587.
Frontier Flight 587.
Flaps full. Gear down. Auto throttles on. Speed.
Turn out to greater to a 5 mile final.
Clear for visual, 30 left, maintain 180 grid until 5 mile final. Frontier Flight 587.
A little bit low, correcting.
Southwest 1062, you can start flowing to final approach speed now.
We're down to land, clear to land. Looking good.
So they're using 752, your traffic follow 12, 11 o'clock, 6 miles westbound, 4,300.
Wave to your bro in the condos on short final.
1,000.
Yeah.
A little bit hazy down here today.
Frontier Flight 587 for the traffic in front, maintain 180 knots to left, 05.
Okay, 180 left, Frontier Flight 587.
500.
Southwest 1193, Narcotic approach, the altimeter 2987, expect the visual approach 30 left, speed to your discretion.
400. 300.
Frontier 587, reduce the final approach speed now to the compression.
Reduce hit final, Frontier Flight 587.
200. Minimums.
Ladies and 752, field 12 o'clock and 15 miles.
100.
Ladies and 752, clear visual approach from 830 left.
30. 20. 10.
Man, really hit the perf there on that short final.
Eagle Flight 357 right, when they will cross 30 right, contact ground.
Right turn, cross 30 right over the ground. Thanks for the ATC. Eagle Flight 357, stay up.
Yeah, I got traffic on a half mile final, so I can clear.
We're rolling. All right, let's clean it up. We'll keep it rolling for
5 at the runway 30 left, clear to land.
Yeah, see with the double windsocks?
Legion 750, runway 30 left, clear to land.
Clear left, clear right. We'll turn ground on 1. Stop the recording. That doesn't help the perf either. Not sure how you feel about the touchdown. Dude, that touchdown was beautiful. Let's see, San Jose ground. Good afternoon again. Eagle Flight 357 crossing 30 right, going to gate 13.
Eagle Flight 357, San Jose ground. Hello, Yankee Juliet to the ramp.
Yankee Juliet ramp, Eagle Flight 357. All right, Yankee Juliet to the ramp. All right, let's clean it up. There's that Southwest that was on our butt the whole way. We got Pepto playing over there. Yankee Juliet to the ramp. These are coming off. That's coming off. We don't need the logo anymore. Inspection, side, strobe. We're not going to shut down because we're just going to do the, we're going to go into replay mode because I got to get re-outfitted for the ATR stream later this afternoon. Here is Juliet. Left turn. So I wonder if, you guys got me thinking now, if I have that ground enhancement mod, I actually want to park here at the old terminal building. I'm going to park right here. If I have that ground enhancement mod and a custom scenery, I wonder if that causes perf issues. This is gate 9. We're going to go here because this is the old color terminal, which is, I like that. All right. I want to see if that changes the perf at all. Yeah, V-Pilot did take up some perf, that's for sure. Man, it is bright midday. The nose wheel's so small. Fits in between the lines. We'll hit the jet bridge if we go any further. We'll stop it here. Brakes are set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to San Jose. Let's go into replay mode. Let me, let's see. Let's go over to the Lanta flight tracker cam. Let's see how we did. Can I end flight manually? End flight. Review. Stats. Ooh, 196 on this one. So a little bit better than San Diego. Beautiful approach though. 196 according to this landing rate. Right on our flight plan. Looking good. 1.17 G, 59 passengers. Cool deal. All right, let's get rid of that. And let's watch the replay. It's going to take a minute to load everything in here. Running forward. Props are coming in. Gear is down. That looks good. Resume. I want to turn this off. Got to load everything in here. Let's just look out the window while everything loads in. Yeah, you can see, look how that perfed. I'm going to save this. I want to save this replay because might make a movie on this one. I want to try to compare it to real world approach. 14:30 meeting, depending on what I get done, my catch your AT Star stream in the BAE for funsies. Oh, AJ, go to work, man. Key West, Fort Myers, Key West, Fort Myers in the ATR tonight. Fort Myers, your hometown? Nice, man. Yeah, I really should have rebooted the sim, huh? Alright, let's see how we did. Long displace threshold. I tried to hold it off a little bit better. Survey says... Not bad. I could have... I was still Airbus flaring a little bit. Still Airbus flaring a little bit. That's alright. Alright. That's it. Stream 1 in the books. Nose cam arrival at 5 FPS going to San Jose. Yeah, perf definitely degraded over time. Maybe that should have reset the sim. Noted for the next one. But that's all right. I still had a lot of fun. That was a fun stream. Got to do some West Coast California ops, San Jose, E-Jet, regional ops, all the fun things. All the fun things. So this was a blast. I hope y'all enjoyed it too. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for subscribing, members, all the fun things. You guys are awesome. I'm going to break for a quick lunch, get my controls all configured, back for the ATR-72 freighter. Flying a cargo plane full of rubber dolphins out of Fort Myers, coming up at 4 p.m. Central. You guys until then, stay safe, stay healthy on V1. See ya!